Well, here we are, episode 121. 121. And on this episode, I have the big two, the Wrecking Crew, Mark Smith and Lou Colicchio from the Relish Show. We're going to be talking about a magnificent year of 1976. There was a lot going on that year. It was a bicentennial. Country was all patriotic flags everywhere. The music wasn't bad and the movies were pretty good. So sit back, relax, break out your American flag. You should already have one, just saying. And enjoy 1976.
The KOFB studio presents Milk Crates and Turntables, a music discussion podcast hosted by Scott McLean. Now, let's talk music. Enjoy the show.
Thank you, Amanda, for that wonderful introduction as usual. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. You know the name of it. I'm not going to say it. Streaming live right now over Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, D Live, X. Twitter is X. I guess I could say both. It sounds like more. And a couple other, Let's get the hold on, let's get the chat bar open here for the live streamers, podcasters. You don't have to worry about that. Welcome to the podcast. We got a good show. Good one tonight. 1976. Very busy year. Very busy year for the country. It was a busy year in music. It was a busy year in movies. This is going to be a busy podcast. Busy. Yeah. And to let's see. Let's just bring them on. I think Lou in 1976. Lou was 32, and Mark was 1, or something like that. I don't know.
7.
It's
7.
Yeah. Lou Colicchio and Mark Smith from the Relish Show. What's up, gentlemen?
Good evening.
Yeah, I see. I got to move seat.
I was 31.
I have to.
I have to. 1976.
You were 31. I'm sorry.
31. Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
I was in graduate school.
Still. Wow.
Yeah.
Still 31 in grad school. Still hanging in there, buddy.
I got that philosophy degree. I finally got that philosophy degree.
Yeah.
Now he invented LinkedIn for his own uses.
It's for his own use. Yeah. He just doesn't want to admit that he was one of the inventors.
I've updated my profile.
Oh, okay. Oh, right off the bat, Good. He was dying to do this. That did not take long. Todd Sockman just messaged in, I am here. Entertain me. Entertain you. Yeah. Fuck you. How's that? Entertain you. Who are you? Todd Sockman. Big head Todd Sockman. Who likes Todd? Todd the Wet Sprocket. That's what we'll start calling him. Todd the Wet Sprocket. Yes. Not Big Head Todd. Not Toad the Wet. Todd the Wet Sprocket. Yes. He's a big, muscular, red-headed man.
Corn.
Hey, Patty Ossie.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Hey, Patty.
Welcome to the show. Well, we were off last week. I had flown up to Boston, and I flew in last Tuesday, and by Tuesday night, I was at I don't know what they call it now, but it's the Wang Center in Boston, seeing Nick Cave with Colin Greenwood on bass from Radiohead. It was amazing, and it was just the two of them, and the piano and the bass. Wow. That's it. Stripped down, scaled down. Marie Martin, welcome to the show again. And Nick Cave had the luxury of being able to explain some of the songs and talk about some of the songs. So you get that little intimacy with the artist, and he would banter back and forth with the audience. It wasn't a rowdy crowd. Someone would yell out, like someone yelled out, because he had an album called Murder Ballads, right? murder ballads. And someone yells out, murder ballads, play a murder ballad. And this is like 3/4 of the way to the show. And he said, I think they've all been murder ballads. So it was, Nick Cave is definitely a different cup of tea if you want to listen to him. So the Sunday before that, I saw Morrissey at the Hard Rock Live at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, the giant guitar hotel. It's the only one of its kind in the world, down here in Hollywood, Florida. And so Morrissey put on a great show. That might be the best show that I've seen so far.
Wow.
He had a great set list. I've seen him 3 times. Fortunately, he hasn't canceled on me yet. Set list was great. It was 40 years of Morrissey, so he did a bunch of Smith songs, more than usual. Some I've never heard him play. So, again, between those two, they are two of the finest lyricists you will ever hear. Now, if you're into that, if you're into lyrics and intelligence, and they're two totally different styles, but their lyrics are they're deep and they're clever, and the way they word them, they're true lyricists.
Yeah,
true lyricists. So Nick Cave was a bucket list show. I was supposed to see him with the Bad Seeds. That's his backup band. Before COVID hit, I was supposed to see him in Boston, so I didn't get to see them. But I'm glad I got to see this concert because, when an artist goes out just solo on their own and it's a scaled down, that's not too common. He'll go out on tour again with the Bad Seeds, and that's a ruckus show. Like, that's a total ruckus show. If you want to see a great video that shows you the intensity of Nick Cave in concert, go to YouTube and put in Stagger Lee, Staggerlee, and I believe it was in Austin, Texas. I think the performance was, but it's intense. Stagger Lee, he tells these stories, man. If you've watched Peaky Blinders,
yeah,
3/4 of America has, and half of the world has probably. He's the one that sings the theme song "Red Right Hand," so that should give you an idea of the type of music. I've
seen that video.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's pretty bizarre, right?
Yeah.
The guy that that's Death. That's the guy with the red right hand that lays in the bed with the people, and they're dying. They never explain who that is, but I was talking to somebody before I went, and I said, "Well, I'm going to see a concert." And I was like, "So who are you going to see?" Right? Isn't that's always who are you going to see? And I said, "Well, you probably never heard of him." And she's, "Well, who is?" I said, "Nick Cave. He's usually with his backup band, the Bad Seeds, but it's just Nick Cave." And they always just kind of look at me, and I said, "Yeah, I didn't know." Although he's been around since the 80s.
Yeah.
His first band, he's Australian. The first band he played in was called Birthday Party. And they had, moderate hits in Australia and probably over in England and stuff, but a little bit here. But he's been around for a while, and he's just one of those dudes, man. Like, you'd love to just have a conversation with him.
Yeah.
Like I would love to sit down and who do you want to have coffee with, right? Or who do you want to have tea with? It would be, of course, Morrissey. I'd love that. Would probably be, but Nick Cave is like, if Morrissey is one, Nick Cave is 1A. If you want to have a conversation, or 1B, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because just the brilliance. Another person would be Iggy Pop. I would love to sit down and just talk to Iggy Pop. I don't want to talk to Steven Tyler. I don't want to talk to Mick Jagger. It'd be great, but so all right. This is right off the cuff. Mark, who would you like to sit down and have a drink with? I don't drink. That's why I said coffee. I don't drink tea. So, who would you, just off the top of your head, who would you want to sit down and talk to? That's
the quiet guy in you too, The Edge. Everyone thinks I would say Bono. No, I want to sit with The Edge.
Bono.
I've heard him talk. The Edge is very eloquent. But I'll tell you something. Iggy Pop, I heard him on Mark Maron's show. He is nothing like he sings. He's very intelligent, eloquent, great interview. And,
Intellect. He's an intellect.
Yeah, you wouldn't think that. I always
No.
just thought he was a moron. You know?
Well, if you see the early videos of him like being interviewed by Dick Cavett, or like Mark Talent says Johnny fucking Marr. That's a good conversation too.
Yeah.
That's a good fucking conversation right there. You see Iggy Pop and he's playing Iggy Pop, but you know, by the way he's doing it, he's smarter than that.
Yeah. And I didn't mean to say moron like I always thought he was stupid, but you know what I mean? He's up on stage, cutting his chest and everything, and you expect him to be a wild man, you know, and he's totally different.
Yeah. What about you, Lou? Who would you want to have a conversation with?
I know.
Most of them are dead.
Mhm.
That's fine. That's okay.
But someone who's alive, it would be a weird conversation. Would be Garth Hudson of the band. He's the last surviving member of the band, and he's an eccentric dude. If you see his Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction speech that he gave, it's hysterical. It's almost up there with Alex Lifeson's blah 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 acceptance.
If you can find it, send it to me.
I will. He rattles off names no one's ever heard of, and like he's the guy. He was the oldest guy in the band, but very eccentric, like a mad professor. Hardly ever spoke. In the last waltz, he's very awkward, but his acceptance speech is this rambling list of all these names. It's bizarre. So people who didn't know the band would be like, "Who the fuck?" Well, I think he's a musical. He's a historian. He is. He knows so much music from. I would just like to sit here and listen to him talk about it. You know.
Yeah. Like, so before Morrissey's show, there's always a video collage, right? And they started off with the helicopter scene from Apocalypse Now.
Wow.
And it's some obscure British punk band playing to that video.
It wasn't Wagner.
And he just goes into Judy Garland. He goes into these British old time singers. I mean, he's just a very eclectic person when it comes to music. You wouldn't think. You'd think he'd be listening. Oh, I like this. It's probably bands like that guy that you've never heard of.
Oh yeah, just
it
could seem strange to some people, or just totally
has a mad respect for the obscurity of music.
Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
And you find those things, like you guys find some things. I might find things that you guys don't know, right, or listen to.
Yeah.
Mark, I listened to as much as I could while I was driving that interview with the guy from Porcupine Tree.
Steve Wilson.
What an introspective conversation that was when he started talking about social media and how it changed and how he uses it and how he didn't understand it. And it was an interesting interview.
He's exactly my age. We're both the same age, and he grew up like I did, very young, got handed records by older siblings. So he was like you and I, right? We were listening to some stuff way ahead of our time, right?
Yeah.
And so he kind of came up like me. We were the last of the vinyl generation. Like we were after us, there was no more vinyl, you know.
Right.
And CDs, he loves CDs. I love CDs. But his fans get mad because he talks too much about the business side. I said, he's got to live.
That's what he said too. Yeah, he said you have to know the business. You have to understand the social media. You have to understand the direction that it's going in. You have to understand that albums don't take, 2 years to put out. Well, some do, but you got artists dumping music like one single here and there, and that's how they put their stuff out.
That's the way to do it, though, I think.
Yeah, well, it's the new way to do it.
Well, yeah, churn them out as you do it. I mean, singles drove the industry way back in the early 60s and 50s. It was all singles, really.
Yeah.
So the album became a format, but pump them out.
I'm withdrawing my pick for a talk, not the Edge. It's Steve Wilson. I should have thought of that right off the top.
Mark, who do you think I was going to say? Because
Leon.
Levon Helm?
Yeah, Levon. Sorry, Levon.
Get my Ouija board out. Yeah.
They don't have to be alive.
They don't have to be alive if you had a chance.
I talk to them all the time.
Well, let's see. What was going on? Tonight we're talking about the year 1976. Really, really interesting year. I kind of breezed through some of these things. Unlike 1986 on the last podcast we did where it picked up on like January 28th. Like really nothing happened in 86. It was kind of funny. Right off the bat, January 5th, 1976, former Beatles road manager Mal Evans is shot dead by Los Angeles police after refusing to drop what police only later determined was an air rifle.
Still, yeah.
If you see some on Get Back, the Peter Jackson documentary. He's seen playing instruments. He played some piano. He plays the anvil on Maxwell Silverhammer.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so Mal was the go-to guy. He was a big dude. He was a roadie bodyguard, but when he died, here's what an asshole Lennon could be. His ashes got lost, right?
Oh, shit.
So Lennon said, he goes, they probably ended up in the dead letter office. It's funny, but
That's
cruel.
biting humor from Lennon.
Yeah. Well,
The next day, January 6th, 1976, Peter Frampton. Do I have to say anymore?
right?
Right? Anybody that's listening that's a baby boomer, I'm going to say January 5th, 1976, Peter Frampton, and you know what's coming next after that. Fucking monster.
Yeah.
Monster album.
Didn't
Everybody had
realize
it.
he got it out right at the beginning of the year too.
He never could reach that again. It was so big.
I don't
It's
think he
almost
wanted
like a
to.
career ender.
Yeah.
He
Remember-
had a mild career after that album, but he
think
was
about
so
it.
It
sore on
was
that
tragic, though. I mean, the Sergeant Pepper movie was a debacle.
album. Oh, fucking
It's
look at that.
terrible. Have you ever seen it or any of it?
Oh, who didn't back then, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Until you
I-
did see it, and you're like, fuck.
it's garbage.
Who at the record label, when you think about it, right after
Stigwood.
New Year's is the worst time to put out an album. So obviously they didn't have faith in that album. Like you think they would have put it out before Christmas, right?
Shit.
That's a down time
Right.
of year, but it still sold a lot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, like George Michael, you say, you got to have faith.
Yep.
That's right.
See, slip that one in. Yeah. Have you watched that documentary
Rock and Roll
yet
Hall
on
of
Wham?
Fame?
No, I gotta watch it.
You
No,
fuckers have to watch that.
It's on Netflix. I was wondering
Yes.
where it was streaming, so I saw it. I will watch it.
You have to watch it. We'll
Yeah,
talk.
sure I
Watch it before next week because
Okay,
I want to get your
definitely.
take on it because I think you guys will. Again, I think anybody that watches it will. It's not what you expect. That's all I'm going to say, and I can't say that enough. I'm not going to give away anything. But on the next day, January 7th, like I said, this 76 is busy. Kenneth Moss, a former record company executive, is sentenced to 120 days in Los Angeles County Jail and 4 years probation for involuntary manslaughter in the 1974 drug-induced death of average white band drummer Robbie McIntosh.
Wow.
Yeah,
We've
right?
talked about that before.
That's kind of like the keyboardist from Smashing Pumpkins with the guitarist in the B-52s, right? The original guitarist. He OD'd, right?
Richie
Oh.
Wills?
Yeah, no, he died of
He died of AIDS.
He died of AIDS. That's right. Who was it that the
I thought it was the
keyboard-
drummer.
The drummer Keith Strickland. Keith Strickland.
from the B-52s?
He was a drummer. He took over
He
the
took
guitar.
over the
part.
guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the keyboardist from Smashing Pumpkins, he was there. He was just like a
They had a
roadie.
keyboardist.
He was, I think he was Wendy Melvin's brother
Oh,
from Wendy and Lisa from the Revolution.
Right.
Yeah,
And Harold Melvoin in the Blue Notes.
Yeah, Harold Melvoin. He was with somebody somewhat famous that OD'd, and he caught a lot of shit for that. A lot of shit. Pumpkins were like, yeah, you're done. We don't want you on the tour.
Who was the keyboard player in the Pumpkins?
He was I think that was
Was he auxiliary?
Melvoin's brother there.
Right. I thought they were.
He was like a road, like a tour
He was an
studio
auxiliary
guy.
member.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I saw a video of them. I was always right with that. I saw a video of them when they were younger. Fucking that dude cannot sing to fucking save his life.
He sounds like Lucille Ball to me.
That motherfucker. What's his name?
Pumpkinhead.
The lead singer of the
Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan.
Jackie Coogan.
That dude, I always said, seeing them live, and now what they've done is they tweak his voice live. They have to work it up. Can he sing like this? It's fucking go watch an old live video of them. I don't know how they got away with this. I have no idea how they pulled that off.
You know how they got away with it? The drummer.
What's that?
The drummer, Jimmy Chamberlain.
Yeah,
That
what about
guy's he's great.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're good musicians. They don't like each other though.
I bet.
Corgan kind of fucked them over.
I think he appealed. Yeah, that voice had a certain appeal to a certain audience at that time.
Well, when it's studio, his studio voice is unique, right?
Yeah.
But you hear him live, and it's fucking horrible.
I never liked
garbage.
It.
Garbage. Let's see. January 13th, 1976, a trial begins for 7 Brunswick Records and Dakar Records employees record company employees are charged with stealing more than $184,000 in royalties from artists on those labels. Brunswick Records was a big label back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, yes, it was.
And Dakar was kind of
What was that?
I don't know, but I remember seeing albums with the Dakar record label on them.
Yeah, how was it spelled?
Dakar.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. On January 19th, 1976, concert promoter Bill Sargent makes an offer of, now this is 1976, right? 1976. This guy offered them $30 million, the Beatles, if they would reunite for a concert.
Yeah.
In 1976, $30 million.
What's
insane.
that today?
80,
Yeah.
right? About 80 million.
That's what the Eagles get for each concert.
What, $30 million? 80
No,
million?
80.
Did he have conditions? Was it for a concert? Was it for an album?
It just says
just
if
to
they
get
would
together and
reunite
have
for a concert.
tea.
It seems like one concert, because you know how much money he would have made off that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That would have been broadcast worldwide. It would have been
a satellite,
closed
circuit television.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see, February 15th.
Well, isn't that also the year that Lorne Michaels offered the Beatles the regular fee for a musician to get together? Was that 75?
Yeah, that was kind of I will pay the Beatles, right? He did a whole thing on Saturday Night Live.
I'll
Right?
pay the Beatles.
Well, that's when George Harrison showed up and played with Paul Simon. And
That's
they were
right.
really good.
Yeah. Let's see. Dave Phillips, King of the 45s. Welcome to the show, as usual.
Good evening.
He's back on schedule. He was slipping for a little while. He'd come in like 2 hours into the show. I forgot, Dave, but I think he marks it on his calendar now. He has an alert on his iPhone. February 15th, 1976, Bette Midler bails 7 members of her entourage out of jail after they're arrested on charges of cocaine and marijuana.
Ooh.
76 now.
76.
Right? Not really.
The blow was king.
Yeah, but it was very edgy.
Yeah.
It was very edgy. You get caught with that shit back then. It was a little worse than it is today.
Mm-hmm. That was a jazz musician's drug.
Yeah. Today it's like, did he have less than an 8 ball? 30 days probation. That's it. You kept changing nights. No, I didn't. Fucking Mark Smith did it.
I actually made a pitch to switch it to Thursdays, but I guess
that's right. We were supposed to do that, weren't we?
Yeah, it's okay.
We can still do it. No, I listen. I want to accommodate you, buddy. I can do it.
It would help me too.
Oh, that's right. And then I went on break, and then we forgot about it. So
no problem.
No, I want to work with you guys.
Do we need to just go to HR and talk about it in HR after the show? All right.
What does the AI Perry Dedovich think about? We have to run it by the AI, see if it works. He's got to process it and work it through, and then spit out a schedule. Yeah. Thursday is good. Thursday works. No, actually, fuck Lou. Fuck Mark. Do it on Tuesday.
Ouch.
Let's see. February 19th, former Tower of Power lead singer Rick Stevens is arrested. A lot of arrests in 76.
Big story.
Rebels. They knew how to get, it was all about getting the publicity.
They were fun.
He's arrested and charged with the drug-related murders of 3 men in San Jose. Fill us in, Lou. I
read that story. Yeah.
Well, fill us in. What's the?
It was drug deals and stuff like that. I think he might have killed one of the guys because the guy witnessed something. So he killed 2 guys, and this is a loose quote. I think he found the other guy, the 3rd guy, just to silence him.
Sure, his name wasn't Aaron Hernandez.
I missed that one.
Tight end from the New England Patriots that murdered.
Oh God,
some years back.
Yeah, that's right.
Dark humor.
I forgot sports. Sports is not a forte over. Not really. I mean,
if it was
although Mark does have a fucking Canadians jersey on.
He's a soccer guy.
This ain't soccer. This is hockey.
I know that, but you're
Les habitants.
All right, wait a minute. Tuesday at 5. Todd Sockman says Tuesday at 5 because that's when Machi Ramon Marky Ramone does his terrible show on Sirius. He says M-A-R-C-H-I. Marky
Mariachi.
Ramone does. Yeah, he's the cousin of the Ramones.
Oh,
He's the
boy.
cousin. Yeah. He was the roadie. He put the drum kit together. Does a terrible show on Sirius XM channel, and evidently Todd listens to that show.
As terrible as it is.
I'm Marky Ramone. Marky Ramone from New York. I'm gonna talk like this. I'm gonna say I like this song back in the day on CBGB. I was out there and we were playing. And I like this group. We hung out with them, drank some beers. It's the Circle Jerks. Fuck. That's why it's terrible.
Well, it's just as weird as little Steven on his Underground Garage. Wait.
I like hearing
What'd
him.
he say?
It's Silvio Dante. I love hearing him talk.
But he talks about history. He tells
he does.
stories, which
Yes,
is
he
really
does.
good. Yeah.
So Lou, that was it. He murdered two and then silenced.
I think, yeah. And then he went to jail for a long time. He did have like liver disease and stuff. But he's the singer on the song "What Is Hip." It's one of the more well-known songs. A good vocalist, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
February 20th. What's that?
I was saying the title.
Oh. February 20th, 1976. Wow, we're going through February already. Kiss have their footprints added to the sidewalk outside Hollywood's Grauman Chinese. What the fuck with Gene Simmons with the dragon boots? What fucking footprints?
Oh, they didn't want to get
What the
their
fuck?
hands. Gene didn't want to get his hands dirty. That's what
Yeah.
it was,
That's funny. And that was
Mark
the year
Smith.
after they got famous.
Mark Flynn just commented in Montreal Canadiens shirt, and I was just beginning to like you, son. Oh, you got to understand my audience.
This is the shirt I wore to the garden.
Well, it's our audience, but I brought them along. I got my Boston faction. So yeah, what the fuck? So what? Paul Stanley and his Starman boots, how deep was the fucking cement? Right, it's not even gonna be a footprint. It's gonna be like like high heels,
like the teeth marks or something.
The fuck?
Did Peter Criss have like paw prints, like cat paws?
Yeah.
What did he wear when he was playing the drums?
On them. Yeah. Let's see. February 24th, released 1 week before, the Eagles' greatest hits, 71 to 75 compilation becomes the first album certified platinum by the RIAA.
Wow.
The new platinum certification represents sales of at least 1 million copies for albums and 2 million copies for singles. Globally, it will become probably the second best-selling album of all time.
You know what's weird? That was 75? They just put out one of these nights. They didn't have like a whole
71 to say they only have 4 years of music.
Yeah, but it wasn't a truckload of hits. But I wonder why did that caught on like that when it did. When like they were popular, and one of these nights was a big record. But I think
Brilliant marketing, I
guess, and timing. I mean, I think it was probably on the strength of one of these nights.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Still, and that doesn't have anything from Hotel California on it.
Right. February 28th, end of the month, my father's birthday. Let me see. The 18th annual Grammy Awards are presented in Los Angeles, hosted by Andy Williams. Paul Simon's Still Crazy After All These Years wins Album of the Year. Captain and Tennille's Love Will Keep Us Together wins Record of the Year. Of course it did. Got them a fucking summer TV series.
Written by Neil Sedaka.
Yep. Sedaka is back.
That's right.
Sedaka is da-da-da-da. Sedaka is back.
Yep.
A lot of people don't know that's said in the end of that.
Yep, that's right.
And Judy Collins' version of Sending the Clowns wins Song of the Year. Natalie Cole wins Best New Artist. 76, Natalie
really
Cole.
good.
Wow,
Yeah.
How could not? I don't think there's anybody I ever met. If I said, hey, what do you think of Natalie Cole? They go, she sucks.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Right? She's nice. She was easy to look at. She had a nice voice. She was
Yes,
nice.
she did.
She wasn't egocentric. She wasn't fucking asshole lady,
Right.
Prima donna. She's just nice. She was Nat King Cole's daughter. He raised her well.
She had her father's class.
Had her father's, very good. A good way to put that, Lou. Yeah, she had her father's class. Yep. Some of us, well, we're kind of glad we don't know. No, I'm only kidding. I love my father. Classic. March 4th, 1976, ABBA arrived at Sydney Airport for a promotional tour in Australia. They That was when they just launched.
Yeah.
Then, right?
It's a weird band.
What's that?
It's a weird band.
Weird dynamic.
They have a cult following for sure. I mean, musical.
Well, so I was in Boston and I took a picture of the Orpheum Theater, which is a classic theater. Saw many concerts there. Just the way it's set back in an alley. It's got the class. They never changed the marquee. Always looks the same. Orpheum, they never updated it. Just looks classic. And the concert on it is tribute to ABBA this Thursday night. And actually somebody I know posted video from that show, and there was a lot of people there.
Well,
Really?
Yeah.
Tribute band.
Yeah. Let's see. On March 6th, EMI Records reissues all 22 previously released British Beatles singles, plus a new single of the classic Yesterday. All 23 singles hit the UK charts at the same time. What the fuck?
Did they issue them on
Kaboom.
45s? Like 45s?
Singles, yeah.
Damn, they were gold mining that gold.
Oh, they knew what they had. They strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was also "Got to Get You Into My Life." Hit the top 10 in '76 again.
That's
And
right.
that was right around the time of Wings Over America when Paul did the big tour.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I saw that. I saw the movie,
Yes.
concert movie. I saw
Wings
that.
Over America.
Yeah. Let's see. On March 7th, a wax likeness of Elton John is put on display in London's Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. If you go look at it now, he's about 80 pounds heavier. They had to put a whole new wax guy in.
Yeah, they had some wax.
Every
stones.
time Elton put on weight and lost a little hair, they made a new wax museum. They put a new wax statue of him. They got, all the other ones are in the back room. The many faces of Elton John, the many weight classes. If he was a boxer, he would have won fucking 7 weight classes.
I think they kept the same statue and they just
Yeah, they
lathered
did.
on more wax.
They just they blob it on and put
Love
a jacket
handles,
over it, a glittery jacket,
It's a really weird art form.
isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
I went to the rock and roll one in England. And
So-
it was cool, but it was like
Now it's.
Like
I don't think
corpses.
they do a lot of wax now. I think there's a lot of like rubber.
really.
I
Okay.
forget what it's called. Yeah. Guy, one of my buddies that watches every once in a while, Mark Doucette, has he's so proud of this thing. He has a life-size Joker.
Oh,
okay, I've heard.
From the Joker. What's his name?
Joaquin Phoenix.
No.
the original.
Caesar Romero.
No, not Cesar Romero. The one from
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
no, the best one.
Heath Ledger.
Heath Ledger one. Yeah. Yeah, he's got a light. He called me. He's like, "Hey, what did you pay for this? And what did you pay?" He wanted because he wanted to make sure he wasn't getting screwed. And I told him, I said, "Get it, man, get it." He's all proud of that. He's got fucking clips, like fucking La Scalas or some shit like that. Dude's got a mad setup that it's way more than one person needs. And if you see a picture of it, it's fucking the dude. He's an audiophile, man. He's got it, man. And he's got the Joker now with the purple light on. It's a great setup he has.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Let's see. The wax. Okay, on March 9th, The Who's Keith Moon collapses on stage 10 minutes into a performance at the Boston Garden. The infamous Does Anybody Know How to Play Drums?
Oh
Yeah.
man,
And the kid came out of the crowd.
to
And
be
I
there.
did good.
And they were like, you better know how to play drums. And the kid evidently did pretty. I think he played for a couple songs and then,
Right.
But
That's
wow,
amazing.
what a fucking, how could you beat that? You sat in Keith Moon's drum kit.
Right.
Yeah.
Like that's better than Bono's balls on the back of your neck.
It really is. I
It
mean,
really is.
It is. I mean,
It really is.
Bono's balls is big. Those
I,
are-
I don't know
it's
how you
huge.
know that, Lou, but okay.
You tell me.
I don't know. Well, he's Irish, so.
To be a
I was going
drummer.
to say no Irish jokes here.
Oh, Irish. I know.
Oh man.
If he was
who's
Italian,
that guy's
it would have
name?
been like this.
Inherit.
All right, enough of that. We'll go in a bad direction.
What is that kid's name that played? What
I
that
have
guy's
no
name? How-
idea. I've
how-
seen
is he
every
still
once
here?
in a while it pops up
Okay.
somewhere, Let me see. I don't understand that Czechoslovakian shit. Some band got put in jail. March 20th, 1976, Alice Cooper marries Cheryl Goddard in an Acapulco restaurant. The fuck, you get married in a restaurant?
A Waffle
I
House.
guess you could sit right down and have the meal. You don't have
Right.
to fucking go through all that shit. He was actually pretty smart. March 25th, Jackson Brown's wife, Phyllis, commits suicide. I never knew that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that, Mark?
No.
Yeah. Of course Lou knew it. That's why he's the professor.
Yeah.
Grazie.
Lou just goes, yeah, I know.
He's going to say it before you say anything. You go,
Yeah.
and on this day,
I
know."
was just chilling out.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Good.
Hey, did you know? Yeah, I knew that. Yeah. Let me see. March 26th in Paris, France, Wings guitarist Jim McCulloch breaks one of his fingers when he slips in his hotel bathroom following the final performance of the band's European tour.
Ouch.
The injury ended up delaying the band's United States tour by 3 weeks. Damn.
Paul was not happy.
See what you get being fucked up and taking a shower.
He was
I
also
was
like
gonna say-
18, wasn't
What's that?
he? Was that Jimmy McCullough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a kid.
Heavy
He
drinker.
died.
Oh, he was definitely drunk.
Yeah, he died young. I mean, he was
Ah.
basically a boy.
Ah.
But
Um,
isn't he the guitarist on Something in the Air, Thunderclap Newman?
Yes. You brought that up on the
Yeah.
Music Rail show.
Right.
Your Terry did, yeah.
He was a teenager when he did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great song.
Let's see. April 3rd, 1976. British pop group Brotherhood of Man win the 21st Eurovision Song Contest, and nobody cares. Moving
Never heard of
on.
them again.
They always
You
throw
know
that
the
fucking
big song?
Eurovision. Always catches me.
What was their big song?
Let me see. In The Hague, Netherlands, with the song "Save Your Kisses for Me."
Weren't they? Whoa, united we stand, divided we fall.
Brotherhood of Man. That does sound familiar. Yeah. Yeah.
There are two
Goes
of
on to
them.
be the biggest selling Eurovision winner ever.
What is Eurovision?
It's a song contest. Yeah. That
Okay.
they, everybody, if you win it, it's probably the prequel to like American Idol.
I don't. And it's been
know,
going since like the 50s, right? Or
Yeah.
early 60s. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hey, I heard an interesting story the other day. It was pretty funny. Who was it? Fuck. See, now I'm drawing a blank. I'll move on to this. I'm going to remember it while I tell this next story. April 4th. It's kind of a weird break right there. Okay. So Roland Orzabal from Tears for Fears,
Yeah.
right? Back in the day, they had just come out with Songs of the Big Chair, and there was Monster album. He runs into Joe Strummer somewhere, right? So Joe Strummer, being Joe Strummer, the fucking Clash, right? And Roland Orzabal, this is probably 83, going like, oh shit, right? Joe Strummer, right?
I'm a pop musician.
Yeah, they start talking, and so Strummer says to him, you stole one of my lyrics for one of your songs. And Orzabal was like, oh, what do you mean? He says, yeah, everybody wants to rule the world. That's in Charlie Don't Surf. You stole that from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And Orzabal's like, what the fuck, right? So he looks at Orzabal. He says, you got any money on you? He says, yeah. He says, give me £5 right now. So he reaches in, he says, he gives him £5, and he goes, good, now I won't sue you. I got it. Absolutely fucking with them. Like
Holy
totally
shit,
fucked with them.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I stole your lyric. What?
And he paid up.
What? I didn't. Right. But that's hilarious. He fucked him up. He was just jacking with him,
That's funny.
Yeah.
£5.
Steve Kerr. I saw an interview with him. He said when they sang Don't You Forget About Me, they're in the studio and it's coming along great, and they're going to finish up the day. And so they finish off with, okay, let's just finish out the music, and I'll just say la, la, la through the whole thing, and we'll just pick it up tomorrow. And so he says, I go home and I write all these introspective lyrics. We're gonna end the song big, and we're gonna go. He says, I stayed up all night wanting to just fix this. We're gonna make it right. He says, I go in the next morning, and they said, we're good. It's like, what do you mean? They said, we're going to go with what you did yesterday.
Yeah.
He goes, what? And they said the la la las. He goes,
Yeah.
are you kidding me? No, sounds good, actually. And so he said, I stayed up all fucking night writing these lyrics, and they go with the la 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 la.
And it worked.
And it fucking worked.
Yeah. It made
Brilliant on the
sense.
producer's side, right?
Yeah.
Say that actually, he did
It
that
actually
good.
works.
So the next time I see the music video, I'm gonna watch his face when he's doing the la la la's, you know?
Yeah.
See something in
Right.
his eyes, like what the fuck?
I wonder if there's ever a time in live where he actually did the words that he wrote.
That he wrote, right?
This thing of poetry spewing over that.
I gave you a song and you took my
No, that producer, I think, is a guy named Steve Forsey. He did Billy Idol. I mean, those guys to know that would make the song is why you have a producer.
Right. That's
know?
right.
And I posted nope. La,
Wait, is that a train?
That's me. That
was the
is
train, right?
train going from Pearl River down to Secaucus Junction for the ride over to Penn Station under the Madison Square Garden.
Memories of Jack.
Sea Caucus.
Yeah. April 14th, 1976. Stevie Wonder announces he has signed a $13 million plus contract with Motown Records. On April 23rd, the Ramones released their debut studio album, Ramones. April 24th. Here you go,
They're a
Mark.
bubblegum band.
Here you go, Mark. I think you brought this up, maybe. 1976. No, is it Lou? Saturday Night Live producer. There's only two of you, so I'm right either way. Saturday Night Live producer Lorne Michaels makes a semi-serious on-air offer to pay the Beatles $3,000 to reunite live on the show. In a 1980 interview, John Lennon stated that he and Paul McCartney happened to be watching the show together at Lennon's apartment in New York and considered walking down to the SNL studio for a gag, but were too tired.
They were too tired.
It was
On May
Linkin Park.
22nd, Michaels raises his offer from $3,000 to $3,200. That's probably scale, right?
Oh,
For
yeah,
being on TV and singing is probably scale, right?
Wait. So Paul was hanging out with John?
Yeah.
I didn't know they hung out together. In
They did. They got together here and there. You know,
They were still friends. They just couldn't play
Yeah.
together anymore.
yeah. It was too much. It was too much.
Yeah, and they were both successful. So it's like, hey, I don't hate you. Your wife's a fucking idiot, but you know.
I read that there were a couple times when Paul would show up unannounced, though, and John's like, "Dude,
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
you got to call first, you know."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see where Ringo had sat in with, like George Harrison and some things. And
He played with all
a lot
of
of
them.
stuff.
yeah, he
Played
did.
with
He
all
just
three
kind
of
of,
them,
Yeah.
you know.
Ringo's all over the All Things Must Pass. He's all over that record.
Yeah. April 28th, 1976, the Rolling Stones opened their European tour in Frankfurt, Germany. April 29th, when his tour stops in Memphis, Tennessee, Bruce Springsteen jumps the wall at Elvis Presley's mansion in Graceland in an attempt to see his idol. Security guards stop Springsteen and escort him off the grounds.
Did you ever hear Bruce telling that story? It's hysterical. He's such an idiot when he does it. But it was such a low impact thing. It wasn't like, that was before John Lennon was murdered. Now he'd probably be shot by a security guard. But it's kind of funny the way he tells the story. Like the guy's like, "Come out of the bushes, son." It's like, it's just like it's
We
not
know
that
you're
big
there.
a deal. No.
Told you, one of my best friends, his ashes are right on
that's
top of Elvis's
That's right.
grave.
Wow.
How fucking great is that?
It's ballsy.
My friends, they do crazy. Anyways,
They follow through.
lifelong friends. This is what we do for each other. May 1st, 1976, the Alan Parsons Project
Yes.
released their debut studio album.
Tales of Mystery and Imagination.
There you go, buddy.
Amen.
Enough of that. You don't get that much. That was an okay answer. No, that's a good answer, buddy. You got it. That's
It's
right.
because I pissed off your buddy Mark Flynn with this. I'll have to go get my Ranger jersey on.
What is it with you marks? You're all fucking assholes. Well, I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. I love my marks.
And there's a lot
That
of Marks
came
in the
along
world.
too. I don't. Yeah, there's a. Yeah, I know a lot of Marks, and their name isn't Mark. That's a Mark, right?
And I'm a Mark Smith, and there's a lot of people with the
There's
name
a
Mark
lot of
Smith
people.
whose names aren't.
You want to keep going with this mock thing?
No, because I'm not mentioning my middle name.
Can we move on?
How many Mark?
What's your middle name?
Smiths
Francis?
are
That's
there?
my brother Colin's middle name, Francis.
My middle name. I'm never going to tell you.
Oh, now you have to say it.
It means it's embarrassing.
Come on, buddy.
Nah, just
Come
Edward. Edward.
It is.
My
It
father's
is Mark.
middle name.
I
That's
said
what's
Mark.
so bad about Edward.
Yeah, so I'm Mark E. Smith. I'm Marky Mark. Yeah, and my initials are Mess, and I am a mess. So,
Oh, jeez, you thought a lot about that.
Oh,
growing
at
up.
school
That's
was
why
fun.
I'm a mess. It's my fucking name.
All I got told in school.
May 3rd, 1976, Paul McCartney and Wings start their Wings Over America tour in Fort Worth, Texas. This is the first time McCartney has performed in the U.S. since the Beatles' last concert in what year?
66.
There you go. And where was it?
Candlestick Park, San
Look at
Francisco.
low. See, that's a... Lou gets it all.
Oh, awesome, man.
Also on May 3rd, 1976, Paul Simon puts together a benefit show at Madison Square Garden to raise money for the New York Public Library. Phoebe Snow, Jimmy Cliff, and the Brecker brothers also perform. The concert brings in over how much? Give us a Price is Right.
I'm so bad at this.
Yeah, me too. 20,000.
Lou?
$167,000.
Well, actually, Mark would win that because it was only $30,000.
He won the last time we did this.
Paul Simon could have donated $30,000.
Really?
Yeah.
But he has a concert, puts it on. They only raised 30. When 76, What was 30,000? 60,000,
90. Yeah.
right?
Not bad.
I guess.
Where was it? Where was the concert?
Modest.
Madison Square Garden.
I could have been.
No excuse.
That's right. I don't think a lot of people went to that.
That was a failure.
Like, when you want to see Paul Simon and Phoebe Snow and then throw Jimmy Cliff in there, it's kind of a weird show. It's not like Phoebe Snow was like a big draw.
Yeah.
Right.
You couldn't have got like a big name, Paul. You couldn't have pulled. How about bringing fucking Garfunkel and just say, all right, let's raise money. Come on.
Party. Yeah.
He's just
He
standing
decided
there
to
and
make
look
it
stupid.
an artistic show.
Yeah, you could have got
which
more
is
money.
fine, but do that in a smaller theater.
Oh,
You know,
Paul Simon's an idiot anyways. So.
I pissed on his face. Did you know that?
I know, we heard the whole Paul
Okay.
Simon pissed in his face thing. Yeah, we heard that. May 19th, 1976, Rolling Stone guitarist Keith Richards is involved in a car accident in Northwest London. Gee, wait, stop the presses. Cocaine is found in the wrecked car. You don't say.
He did not out.
Wow. Richards is given a court date of January 12th, 1977.
Scott, you shock me with these headlines. I would never
This is
have guessed.
amazing. Like, who would have
Keith with
thought?
Coke. Wow.
Fuck.
Hey, that would be a good drink. Keith with Coke. Yeah.
I'll have a Keith with Coke.
Oh.
That's good. Actually, good one.
Yeah.
Good one. You made up for the other.
Yeah.
Let me see. Also on May 19th, 1976, rumor spread that by the German press that ABBA members were killed in a plane crash and only Annie Frid survived.
There's something going on.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it. Rumor has it. May 25th, 1976, Bob Dylan's Rolling Thunder Review Tour ends. Thank God.
That would have been
Not that I cared back then, but
Great show.
Hey, that's my favorite era of Dylan. Absolute favorite.
Me
era.
too. Me too, Mark.
Emmylou Harris was on that bill in that band.
Great band.
Yeah. All right, you guys.
Okay. Desire is one of my favorite Dylan records, and that
Same
came out
here.
in 1976.
One More Cup of Coffee. Great
One
song.
more, Sarah Hurricane. I mean, holy shit.
Mozambique.
All right, I like
Mozambique.
Hurricane. I like Hurricane.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. That is a great
It's a
song.
great song,
Yeah.
yeah.
I
love
love
the
it is.
violin.
It's actually a genius song. It's a brilliant, brilliant song.
Okay, the line about Patty walking into the bar.
Yeah.
That line.
Yeah.
I know her second cousin. And
Wow.
she's screwed up from that experience.
You know what? A second cousin, get in the penalty box. What the fuck? Did he just reference I know the second cousin?
He
Did
made
he
a con-
fucking second cousin us?
He made a connection.
He fucking second cousin us, Lou. Like, what the
I don't think I have any
second
second. Do you have any second
You
cousins?
can literally marry your second cousin. That's how
I did.
distant they are from you. I did. That's how well, you do live in North Carolina. So.
Hey, now, married her here.
Hey now.
She's 6.
Hey,
That was perfect. I was able to spill wine on myself, blow my nose, and no one saw it.
He was blowing his nose. I swear he was doing a Keith and Coke.
Keith, you drink it through your
man,
nose.
just
Yeah,
doing
you don't drink it, you snort it.
That's why he can stay up all this whole
Those days are over. Those days are over.
So that's heroin, cocaine, and Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
That's a Keith. Is it Keith? Keith and Coke?
Keith and Coke. There you
Yeah,
go,
it's Keith. June, it doesn't even give up. I don't care about that. June 6th, 1976, Keith Richards again and Anita Pallenberg suffer tragedy when their 10-week-old son, Tara, dies of respiratory.
Oh, Jesus, on my birthday.
Oh, boy. Two junkies. They were both so junked out at that point.
Yeah.
It's depressing.
June 10th, 1976, Alice Cooper, he only got married a couple months ago, collapses and is rushed to UCLA Hospital in Los Angeles 3 weeks before the Goes to Hell tour would begin. The tour is canceled. Doesn't say why he was collapsed, but you know why he was collapsed. He collapsed.
He got food
Cocaine's
poisoning.
a hell of a drug.
He wasn't into drugs, though. I think
He was a beer drinker.
He was
And
strictly.
Yeah, he was a beer drinker.
Remember those
Case of beer.
VH1 the behind the music shows where they had to create drama? So his big thing was every artist had an addiction. So he said Alice drank Budweiser. And there was pictures of him cradling Budweisers.
Yeah.
Sometimes he would have 20 beers a day.
Andre the Giant would drink 3 cases.
Yeah.
In one sitting. And a bottle of fucking whiskey and a bottle of scotch.
Jeez.
Oh,
and he wouldn't have to
legendary. Let's see. June 18th, 1976. ABBA performed Dancing Queen for the first time on Swedish television in Stockholm on the eve of the wedding of King Gustaf to Sylvia Who Cares. June 25th, Uriah Heep, the rare and odd Uriah Heep reference.
I know.
Performs its last show with David Byron as lead singer in Bilbao, Spain. Byron is sacked shortly after.
I hear him. I hear some of their material. I can't stand them, and I hear other stuff I love.
What was their big song? Was it Easy Living?
Yeah, Easy Living.
That was okay.
That was, but then in the 80s, they became kind of a melodic metal band, and they were pretty good. Yeah.
Lee Kerslake played on the Blizzard of Oz. He was a drummer in Uriah Heep, so
he played on the first 2 Ozzy albums. Then Sharon, to screw him over, re-released the second album with Crazy Train. No, first album.
With
drums and bass re-recorded to screw him out of his royalties.
Yeah. And
so
it was
on his deathbed. He begged Ozzy, please give me a gold record. I wrote these songs, and they did. They gave him a gold record like a week before he died.
And who was that?
Lee Kerslake, the drummer that was on the first Ozzy album.
Oh, yeah.
He was the drummer in Uriah Heep.
Okay.
Him and Bob Daisley wrote many of those songs, and Sharon made sure they didn't get any credit.
It's a shame that record, the original one, is such a shitty sounding record.
I know.
It's a terrible recording. Where did they record that? The songs are great, but
I forget the name of it, but it's a studio that does many shitty albums. It was big at the time. People like that sound. I don't know.
July 2nd, 1976, Brian Wilson performs on stage with the Beach Boys for the first time in 3 years at a Day on the Green concert in Oakland, California.
Damn.
July 4th, many outdoor festivals and shows are held all over the United States, and the country celebrates its bicentennial. Elton John performs for 62,000 at the old Schaefer Stadium in Foxborough.
Wow.
Yeah, Schaefer Stadium. That was a shithole. While the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac play for 36,000 at Tampa Stadium, Lynyrd Skynyrd and ZZ Top draw 35,000 at Memphis Memorial Stadium, and Elvis Presley performs for 11,974 at the Mabee Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
A year before he died.
That was not a big show there. Not a big turnout. No. Maybe it was a smaller venue. Elvis was winding down then. I think oversaturation.
He put out 3 albums in 76 though.
Yeah. Well,
he
was playing to a 12,000 crowd. 12,000 people crowd. Yeah. July 7th, 1976, 50,000 fans braved the rain in New York to attend a free Jefferson Starship concert in Central Park.
Yeah.
Thank God we built this city wasn't written yet. That's a little tail end of that.
So 50,000 people saw Papa John Creech.
Right?
Right?
I always wondered who he was.
jazz, right?
He was a violinist or fiddler.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
played the
yeah.
fiddle.
Right.
Papa John Creech.
For Jefferson Starship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Papa don't preach. Papa John Creech.
I thought he played like New Riders of the Purple Sage. It might have been that band too.
July 27th, 1976, Tina Turner files for divorce from husband Ike. He soon after punches her in the face, says, "You ain't going nowhere, bitch." That's what it says.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that was an exact quote.
Okay.
That was in the movie.
It was in the movie too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, August 5th, 1976, Eric Clapton provokes an uproar over comments he makes on stage at a Birmingham concert, voicing his opposition to immigration using multiple racial slurs while exhorting the audience to support Enoch Powell and the British Keep Britain White.
Yeah.
And he was massively drunk at the time, or as they say in England, massively drunk. At the
Schnockered.
time.
That spawned the rock against
You know what they
racism
say?
movement.
When you're drunk, you speak your mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's the
Wait a
truth.
second. Hold on, Ray.
There we go.
I don't like you guys. I really never
Oh,
did.
gee, that's too bad. Penalty box. Penalty box.
Yeah, Clapton never did he catch some shit for that? I don't remember hearing anything about that, but
Back then, there was no social media. There was no,
there wasn't. But there was the Rock Against Racism movement started almost as a result of those comments.
it's fucking Eric Clapton, right?
He was.
What are you
going
to do to Eric Clapton?
Look, the guy
Back
was.
then, anyway.
The guy got off heroin. He drank to replace heroin. He was a
Mhm.
drunk in the 70s.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. August 11th, Keith Moon is rushed to the hospital for the second time in 5 months, collapsing after trashing his Miami hotel room. August 13th, 1976, the official ABBA logo with the reverse B is adopted. August 16th, 1976, Cliff Richard becomes one of the first Western artists ever to perform in the Soviet Union when he gives a concert in Leningrad. August 21st, 1976, an estimated 120,000 fans packed Nebworth House to see the Rolling Stones, Todd Rundgren, Lynyrd Skynyrd, and 10cc.
And
Also-
Skinner
Wow.
Skinner
Nice.
blew the Stones off the stage. There's footage
I
of
bet
their-
they did.
They were
I-
great at that show.
Yeah.
They were a great rock and roll band.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
just were good.
August 25th, the group Boston. Do I have to say any more?
Nope.
No.
Right.
Monster.
Everybody has it.
Monster. August 31st, 1976, a U.S. District Court decision rules that George Harrison had subconsciously copied, this is the infamous story, copied the Chiffons' He's So Fine when he wrote the song My Sweet Lord. We've talked about that a number of times. September 1st, 1976, Odie Records president Lou Adler, oh, that's right, was kidnapped in his Malibu home and released 8 hours later after a $25,000 ransom was paid. Two
Shit.
suspects are soon arrested. Yeah.
Probably whoever he ripped off.
Lou
Yeah.
Adler. I mean, he's a giant.
Yep. September 3rd, 1976, Rory Gallagher joins the short list of Western popular musicians to perform behind the Iron Curtain with a show in Warsaw, Poland.
He was a great musician.
Yeah.
Yeah.
September 8th, 1976.
Northern Irish, by the way.
Dave Phillips, King of the 45s, has commented in Clapton was drinking 2 bottles of Metaxa brandy a night when Pete Townsend got him into rehab.
See, Townsend probably saved his life.
Yeah.
That's what they did the Rainbow concert. Was that the
Yeah.
that one?
That was getting him back.
Clapton's
Yeah.
comeback? Yeah.
He was still in bad shape when he
Yeah.
did that.
On September 8th, 1976, in a candid interview appearing in the October 7th edition of Rolling Stone, when it used to be good, published today, Elton John publicly discloses his bisexuality. I think that was a stretch, too. That was kind of easing people into the final answer.
He was half out of the closet.
Final answer?
He's gay.
I'm gay. Hello, Frisco. Hello. Guess what? We won't get into all that.
Where'd I put my latest issue? I wanted to read
Didn't,
it while
didn't
you were
Bowie
talking.
have to disclaim his bisexuality in Rolling Stone? The Rolling Stone article was called "Straight." It was Bowie basically saying, I was just saying that.
It was just saying, yeah, the whole, Mick Jagger and Bowie were caught in bed together
Sure
by
they were.
Mick Jagger's wife at the time,
We took
Bianca.
pictures.
And yeah, so it's all, it's all publicity. Lighten the loafers for sure, Dave Phillips, thinking of 45 says.
Oh boy.
Lighten the loafers. Here we go, as Mark
Right.
Smith would say.
As
Now,
I
you
drink
should
my
just get a t-shirt.
Chardonnay.
You should
As
get
I
a
drink my
t-shirt.
Chardonnay with my extended pinky.
There you go. That's just class, though. That doesn't mean you're gay. That means it's classy. You're class.
With
Nat
a
King Cole.
Canadian's shirt on.
Yeah, with the Canadian shirt on.
Should I light a cigarette from my little hard pack of cigarettes?
It's a fag. You got to smoke the fag.
Or a dog end?
Since we're talking class and British and,
Do you know if you have the lyric sheet to Aqualung where it says he bends to pick a dog end, there's an asterisk, and at the bottom it says British slang for cigarette because they didn't want Americans thinking Aqualung was picking a dog end.
Okay. I don't know if many people read that rest of
I
that.
did.
I think I just looked at the lyrics. Let's see. September 14th, 1976. The 1 hour Bob Dylan concert, special Hard Rain, airs on NBC,
I saw that.
coinciding with the release of the live album of the same name. You saw
I
it?
saw him with makeup. He had the makeup on. And my father was very, very religious at the time. And he walked in, he said, "Turn that off." And I'm like, Dad, it's Bob Dylan. I'm 7 years old. He's like, "Turn it off," because the makeup was weird looking.
Oh, yeah, that was his white face period.
Yeah.
I just fucking
That was weird.
lost- Go on.
What
We
happened?
fucked up. We fucked Scott up.
Oh,
It's
no.
our fault. The show's over. It's ruined.
No, I just fucking. So I have this new laptop that Dr. Vera got me, right? And it's got the mouse and it's a touch screen, right?
Right.
So I was wiping something off the screen, and in the process, I took my tab totally off the screen. But I'm back.
I did that for the first year I had
That's
mine.
fun.
Yeah. Well, now I won't do that again. September 18th. See, I wouldn't have been able to do this with my iPad. You're right, Mark. It does make it such
Yeah,
an
it does.
easier show, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes it a steady flow.
By the way, I think Dr. Vera deserves a co-executive producer credit for what she did to improve the show.
I think she should. She gets more than that.
Oh yeah.
New computer.
He's awesome.
A Rodecaster Pro, new microphone.
Microphone.
Bought me a nice, expensive camera for Christmas. She bought me a fucking pinball machine.
Look, I can do your
She built the studio. She built this studio.
I can do your lights though, Scott. See?
Hey, see, yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
just gotta do
great.
it through the whole show.
Lou really needs to work on his lighting.
I can give some tips.
Lou really needs to work on his lighting.
Oh, he's Buffalo Bill. He likes it.
For the podcasters, I said it before the show. Lou's color of his screen is kind of when blood dries.
It's sanguine.
It's kind of sanguine.
It looks like post World War II Italy.
What the fuck is that, Lou?
That's-
It's sanguine. I have a
i.e.
sanguine
blood
color.
like.
What the fuck is sanguine?
It's related to blood.
Oh, thank God. Who the fuck knows what sanguine is? You know, does Lou knows?
Yeah, there's a
Lou
couple
knows
people
who the
do.
fuck, what the fuck sanguine is.
Scott.
I thought a
Scott,
sanguine walks around Alaska with his little fucking flippers and his
That's the Emperor
little black and
Sanguine.
white tuxedo.
Batman versus the Sanguine.
Don't you?
Scott-
Is that what you make for lunch? A sanguine?
It's a sandwich.
Go on, Mark. I'm sorry.
No, when you look at Lou, don't you expect to hear some old? Remember the earliest record players with the big horn playing? Yeah, I expect to hear that. And he's got like this a glass like this, but with some
Here I am
Italian
sitting there.
sweet
Hey,
alcohol.
let's get the song
Campari.
by Lou Colicchio. Everybody sing.
And he's sitting outside a bombed out building in northern Italy, and Matt Damon and Tom Hanks
Yeah.
drive up, and they
Yeah.
say, "What town is this?"
Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my Elsa. That's
I'm in the ruins of
listening to
Paris.
Listen. Holy shit.
I'm feeling pretty fucking sanguine, I gotta tell you.
Okay, let's move on. Let's see.
I'm gonna have a tuna sandwich.
We just really got sidetracked. September 18th,
Making fun of me.
1976, Queen performs a massive, it says a massive free concert in
Massive.
London's Hyde Park for over 150,000 people.
Yeah.
Let me see. On that same day in 1976, September 18th, the second annual Rock Music Awards, second annual, right? They tried to come up with their own awards. Airs on CBS. Peter Frampton wins Rock Personality of the Year, while Fleetwood Mac wins the Best Group and Best Album.
And the trophies were like dollar store knockoffs.
Rock
That didn't last
personality.
long.
What does rock personality mean?
It's something they made up because all the other fucking categories were taken.
Right.
September 20th and 21st, 100 Club Punk Festival. 100 Club Punk Festival. The first international punk festival is held in London. Susie and the Banshees play their first concert. It's hit or miss with Susie and the Banshees for me.
Yeah. I
hate the remake of Dear Prudence. I don't like it.
Yeah.
City and Dust is an absolute 80s classic.
Peekaboo was my. I love
Peekaboo.
I love it.
Peekaboo. That, although Susie was well connected, she was hanging out with the Sex Pistols, the Clash. See, you see all the pictures. Like if you see the videos of them in the clubs and stuff, Susie Sue was all over it, man.
Wow.
She was only a matter of time before she broke out on her own, from being through fucking osmosis of being with all these bands.
Yeah.
You know, but she was heavy in that scene over in London. Let's see, September 25th, 1976. Bono, The Edge, Adam Clayton, and Larry Mullen Jr. form a band called Feedback in Dublin. The band would later be renamed, well, we all know, U2.
Yep.
October 2nd, 1976, Joe Cocker performs a duet of Feeling All Right with himself as portrayed by John Belushi.
That's great.
I saw that recently. I saw that like a month or two ago. It's hilarious.
It still is.
They both had the same T-shirt on, the same jacket, the whole
classic.
thing. Yeah. October 2nd, October 8th, English punk rock group The Sex Pistols signed a contract with EMI Records. We know how far that went.
Yeah.
Didn't we just cover that like 2 shows ago?
They had like 4 contracts in 1 year.
Yeah. October 11th, 1976, Irish singer Joe Dolan is banned for life from Aer Lingus after an air rage incident en route to Corfu from Dublin. Wow, so back then, I mean, they had a lot of tolerance back then. This dude must have been a fucking horror show.
Yeah.
Who was he?
Total horror show. Let's see.
Joe
Dave
Dolan?
Phillips, King of the 45s, commented, and Jethro Tull is touring this year. No thanks. Saw them twice in the early 70s. Great live band back in the day. Yeah, if you like the fucking Hobbit,
I like Jethro
if you
Tull.
like
but
minstrel music,
Go to a
Anderson-
Renaissance Festival.
Ian Anderson fired Martin Barre, who was to me the guy in Jethro Tull. So why? And they sound good. The latest album sounds like Tull, but
fuck
why did you
Jethro
fire
Tull.
Martin Barre? He was great.
Fuck
he played
Jethro.
those solos, man.
Fucking running around his tights and his fucking hat with
Great
bells,
stuff.
with bells on the end of them. Fucking slippers with fucking pointy toes with bells on them. And
Frolicking,
leaping and
through the woods.
frolicking across the
Fairies
stage
and
with his
angels.
fruit, with his flute.
Nice.
He's looking all mean with his flute. And he moves it. He plants his feet about 4 feet apart and moves his torso side to side. Like that's the infamous flute movement. Like, ooh, look at me. I'm an aggressive flute player.
And he stands like a
was.
stork. I think he stands on one leg and puts one foot on his knee.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
fucking- What the fuck is that?
Hey, I like it.
Well, you're a fruitcake.
When's the last time you were called a fruitcake, Mark?
Zion Lutheran School.
I fucking like that. Get the fuck out of here.
By my science teacher, Lou.
But you know, the last Jethro Tull album I bought was in 1976, and that was Too Old for Rock and Roll.
Yeah, well, I'm very proud of you. Moving on,
Yeah.
October 20th.
The old rocker wore his
The Led Zeppelin
head
concert.
on.
Yeah, all right, you know what, Lou? Fuck you. Penalty
All
box.
right,
No, all right. Fucking penalty box, Lou. Fucking, all right. Don't. Cut, no. You want to press an issue? Keep pressing, buddy. Keep pressing. Dave Phillips, Aqualung, great album.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's a great song. I don't know about great album. If I could, I'd put you in the fucking penalty box too, Dave Phillips.
Yo,
Steve
Steve Wilson.
Huh?
Steve Wilson remixed that album. It's a great album. Put me in the penalty box. Then you're all alone.
No, fuck you. I bring Lou back and put you in, fucking fruitcake.
That was
I like that.
That was my longest exile, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I forgot about you for a second. Mark says, put me in the penalty. Sure, he thinks I'm going to. And okay,
He's
Lou,
gonna
just to
take
do
up
it. Oh, like Mark's like, then you'll be on the screen alone. You know what? I'm on the screen alone a lot, Mark Smith. I do this quite a few times a week. I don't need you, Mark Smith. I don't need Lou Kalick. Well, I like Lou. I couldn't do this without Lou.
Oh, God.
It came out.
I'm getting.
Hey, welcome
I'm,
back,
I'm
Mark.
getting
Nice
The
dizzy.
truth came out.
Nice to see you, Mark.
Like that night when we were all trying to
my
get
God.
online, you and Lou were on, and I couldn't get on. You guys were blocking me. I know.
It's
I know.
sabotagey.
Sabotage.
Let's see. Where were we?
Led Zeppelin. You
Oh
were
yeah, the Led Zeppelin. October 20th, October 20th, 1976. The Led Zeppelin concert film "The Song Remains the Same" premieres at Cinema One in New York.
Huge movie in
Oh,
my
yeah.
youth.
Yep.
And when I went to see it,
Jack hates that fucking movie.
I love it, but when I
Really?
went to see it, it was rated R in Pascack Theater in Westwood, Lou.
For
They
what?
didn't want to let me in. And I said, "Come on!" I was like 8 years old, and they let me in. And I was
That was a rinky-dink little theater too.
yeah.
I went there a lot.
Um,
Why was it rated R?
You know what? Rock and roll just got R
Drugs,
ratings
baby.
back then. This is
Drugs
rock and roll. It's weird.
Yeah,
You
it's
know.
weird.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, they did have the werewolf gangster scene.
Yeah. The head falling off.
Everybody gets shot up, so it was a little violent.
The head falls off, and like this like it looks like Play-Doh coming up, like the orange and yeah.
Robin Plant's not that proud of that movie. I saw an interview
No.
with him, and he's kind of like, "Yeah, it was kind of a stupid movie."
Did you know? And if you watch close, do you see the close-up scenes? They were filmed like 4 years later.
Yeah.
They had to, and you could see like they're all a little heavier. Page is
Yeah.
a little heavier. It's not hard to, you can't miss it, you know.
So I've talked about this band a few times. I had a big argument with Jack over this, but I think the Damned got overlooked as probably maybe the first true punk band. They were the first punk band to come.
I've
to
heard a
America.
lot of people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and they just don't get the credit. October 22nd, 1976, the Damned releases their debut single "New Rose," considered to be the first release from a British punk group. But they never get the credit. It's always the Sex Pistols. It's always the. Hey, you know what? You know who's not a punk band but gets fucking put up in that category? And I was listening to them today.
Many bands get labeled punk.
Fucking Blondie. Blondie is not a
Yeah.
punk band.
No.
Blondie
No.
is a new wave pop band.
Yeah, they are.
But they get caught up in that punk. Oh, they were in the punk movement. No, they weren't. Like,
You know-
they're not punk.
No, and you know,
Yeah.
you're talking. That's a whole discussion we could have on another show. Another band was the Jam. They were labeled punk. They were
Yeah.
not punk.
No.
They were
No.
great.
And
So
the
were the
Jam
Clash.
could be radical. The lyrics were, again, they were, That's Entertainment is not a happy song.
no, kicking the balls.
Yeah. But Blondie was not, just because they played a CBGB, they were more, like I said, a new wave pop band.
Yep.
I always looked at it as the punk ethos was to fuck musicianship. We're just going to bang around and have no talent. That was more like the
Kind of
Sex
like Green
Pistols.
Day.
Sex Pistols.
Yeah,
Kind of like Green Day.
Like
The drummer's
Clash.
good. The drummer's good. Green
The
Day.
Clash were even the first album because punky. They were talented. They could play their instruments. You know, we all heard punk bands that were shit. That's
Wait. Dave Phillips,
What?
he's active tonight. Dave Phillips, King of the 45, says Huey Lewis in the News lumped in with who?
With what?
Maybe he came out in 77, 78, and he was like,
They were a true punk band.
Huey Lewis was? I thought you would like the way you said it. You got me.
I was trying to be
All right,
convincing.
Dave Phillips. Okay, Dave Phillips. Okay. Gulp, 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 gulp.
don't pick on him for that.
Fucking Huey Lewis. Don't message and drink, Dave Phillips, King of the 45.
I did it when I was a fan of your show with you and Jack.
I tried.
That was funny though.
Oh, that was bad.
Let's see. Where are we? Okay, it's almost coming full circle. We're getting there. October 31st, George Clinton and Parliament Funkadelic began the P-Funk Rubber Band Earth Tour in Houston, a national live series highlighting one of the biggest and revolutionary stage shows in the history of music industry, which it was. The rock group Kiss would be the other group to do a similar act. Relying on elaborate costumes, special lighting. Nobody did it like George Clinton did it, though.
Yeah.
Kiss couldn't come close. Special lighting and effects and extremely large props, including the mothership. Didn't ELO have a spaceship?
Yes.
They did.
Yeah.
They lowered down, I think.
Mhm.
Which would arrive and land on stage all of what this band is generally known for. This live set would vary in length, on average from 3 to 5 hours long.
Wow.
At the high volume. Imagine seeing a 5-hour show. Nick Cave the other night, though, last week, he played for over 2 hours, which is rare for an artist to do that.
Yeah.
2 hours is long. I mean,
it's usually 90 minutes max, but he just kept going.
I think the longest show I saw was 4.5 hours or 4 hours.
That's a Grateful Dead show.
No, it was Bruce. It was Bruce.
Really?
Yeah. And the last 2 hours of it were so intense with the Steve Van Zandt came out on stage. So I was like,
okay.
Good stuff.
November 18th, 1976, former Tower of Power lead singer Rick Stevens and another person. So now there's another person found guilty of 2 counts of murder.
Wow.
Gee. So it took him that started in January. It took almost a year to get him convicted. Yeah.
It's all drug related.
Yeah. November 23rd, 1976, Thin Lizzy are forced to cancel their U.S. tour when guitarist Brian Robertson injures his hand in a bar fight. Good old Irishman.
Yeah.
Yep. You know what? They had the worst luck. They never broke in America because of shit like that.
Yeah.
They got a few tours short. They should have been bigger.
Yeah, they should have been.
Yeah.
I agree.
November 23rd, also on that day, Jerry Lee Lewis is arrested after showing up drunk outside Graceland at 3 a.m., waving a pistol and loudly demanding to see Elvis Presley because Presley had denied his request.
I want to see Elvis. I want to see Elvis.
That's so cool, man.
Jerry Lee can be the true king of rock and roll.
That's total rock and roll right there.
That's Jerry Lee was he was an animal.
The Hellraiser.
Yeah. Lit his piano on fire just to fuck Chuck Berry. Right? He said he didn't think he should be backing up Chuck Berry, and so he said, all right, I'll do it. And he goes out there and he fucking plays like a lunatic and then lights the piano on fire and walks off the stage, and they have to cancel the show. The fucking fire department.
Oh, Chuck must have been. No, Chuck got paid. He got paid, so he's probably happy.
He fucked him up. That's how devious you have to be to do that.
That's pretty bad.
Like he had it all set up.
He was convinced he was going to hell.
Oh well.
Well, how devious do you got to be?
He married his cousin.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Like we said, you can marry a second cousin, but
and I did.
I know you did, Lou. You did. So that's a
Italian,
that Lou wins.
Italian thing.
November 25th, 1976, the band gives its last public performance. Martin Scorsese is on hand to film it. November 26th.
Huge moment in history. Yeah.
Big thing.
November 26th, the Sex Pistols' debut single, Anarchy in the UK, is released by EMI. December 1st, the Sex Pistols appear on the Thames television show Today, the Today Show, as a last-minute replacement for Queen. And that's when they caused the national outcry after swearing on the show. It's like, what did you expect?
Yeah.
You know? December 2nd, 1976, the Bee Gees perform at Madison Square Garden and donate the proceeds to the Police Athletic League in New York. If they did that today, they'd be canceled.
Nah.
Who's funding the police? Who's funding? Who did that?
The Bee Gees funded the police.
The Bee Gees, son of a bitch, cancel.
That's a good name for a song. The Bee Gees funded the police. I'm getting these great titles.
That's a bad title. Your other two, you should have quit while you were ahead.
Bee Gees funded the police.
The Keef and Coke, whatever it was, that was a good one.
Yeah,
right. There is more money than Paul Simon, I bet.
I think they did. Yeah. In January 1979, they will receive the Police Athletic League's Superstars of the Year award. Sure, they were happy about that.
Was Saturday Night Fever out yet or no?
No.
Okay.
They had an album out. You Should Be Dancing was their big
Jive Talking.
You Should Be Dancing.
So they were filming Madison Square Garden before Saturday Night Fever. That's pretty good.
They
had been around for a little while, man.
Yeah.
But once they got into the disco scene, that's when they were launched.
Boom. Yeah.
They're
pretty solid throughout.
I loved them. I loved the Bee Gees.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, this is great. December 3rd, 1976, a Pink Floyd album cover shoot in South London goes awry.
Yeah.
And a large inflatable pig balloon being used in the shoot breaks free of its moorings and drifts out of sight.
They said that if it could have brought a plane down.
Oh, the thing was massive.
Can you imagine like the guy like, oh no, fuck.
Yeah. And what do? You fucking chase it?
I got it.
Chase it? Yeah. Let's see. Also on December 3rd, 1976, attempted assassination of Bob Marley. I remember this. And his manager, Don Taylor, and others in a shooting at his home in Kingston, Jamaica.
He barely escaped that
Yeah,
alive.
he did,
They came
yeah.
into his house shooting. Yeah.
Yep. December 8th, 1976, the Carpenters aired their very first television special. And Karen Carpenter basically showed the world, or showed America, that she was a top-tier drummer.
Yeah.
Considered one of the greatest drummers. She just never got it because her voice and the Carpenters and
Oh, she was a girl. You're not supposed to recognize.
and a girl. But if you watch videos of Karen
that's how they do
Carpenter
it.
playing the drums, there was one video I saw her. She went to like 4 different drum sets.
Yep.
Like
I've
it
seen
was
that
like,
one too.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she was a jazz drummer too.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah. Let's see. What's that?
Hal Blaine, the legendary.
Mark, what are you doing there, Mark? What do you got? What do you got there, buddy?
He's making a keeping
You
coat.
got some of that yellow frog wine.
Yellow Wallaby.
Yellow.
Fine wine made in 2022. It's been aged well.
Lou give us your wine rating.
You know something?
Did you just hear that? They're clinking bottles. That means there's more than one there.
Well, I only had
garbage,
clink,
garbage
clink,
can.
clink.
He's like
I only
Nixon
had
back there.
I only had half of the Magnum left, so I have to have my
Holy
next
shit.
Magnum. I live on Chardonnay. It's I don't drink any other wine like that.
He's
so.
in his little studio. He's got the thing, and all of a sudden, you clink, clink,
I'm in
clink,
the
clink,
attic.
clink.
And
When-
Scott,
when you
Mark knows I have access to some really, really amazing wines, and when he
Yeah.
come to visit, he won't. He brings his own private stash.
What the people don't know is Lou is a wine connoisseur. He's a winery, wine guy.
Not quite a sommelier. I didn't get my full certification, but I know the shit.
You know enough.
Yeah.
I don't need the lapel pin.
Damn right.
That's right.
Lou,
and I make
I'm
no
taking
apologies
that
for that.
test.
Lou, when I come
make
down,
no apologies for that.
when I come down, if there's a wine tasting in Asheville, I want you to go with me because I don't know what to taste for. I've only seen Sideways, so
Hey, let me
that's all I
know
know
whenever
about
you
it.
go down there, Mark. Let me
Yeah.
know.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course.
maybe I'll take a drive up there.
It's like midway for both
Yep.
of us.
Yeah.
you know?
Mark and the AI Perry did it.
Oh,
long
there he is.
overdue.
There he is.
Oh my God! How fucking weird is that? That is too weird. Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
So
Harry
Mark-
Denovich, the AI. Welcome
Look,
back to the show.
You know,
Mr.
I just said his name and he popped up.
and he popped up. AI. He's a fucking
AI.
AI.
That is weird.
He's artificial intelligence. Harry Denovich.
Rosemary's
Yeah.
Baby.
they're talking about me.
He
They're
says you're drinking
talking about
wombat wine. Anyways, let's get back to the show.
Wombat shit.
December 8th, 1976, the Eagles released Hotel California.
I never heard that album.
I know. Globally, it will become the third best-selling album of all time, behind the same band's February release greatest hits compilation. Did the song sell that album?
I think
The song
so.
Hotel California?
Yeah.
I don't think, not alone. No, I think a lot
Really?
of Life in the Fast Lane did.
Oh yeah, it's a solid album. Every song is.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's big hits. New Kid in Town was a #1.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah. Oh, I love that song.
Yeah.
But Hotel California is the song.
Yeah.
That's the song, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Now,
Although
when
I
would-
think my favorite song is we just mentioned it earlier. I can't think of it now. I get the Schmitties.
there's a song on it with an orchestra. It's
One of
kinda
these
eerie.
nights. One of these.
Oh no, that was previous album.
I'm saying that's my favorite Eagles song, though.
That
One
might
of
be
these
mine
nights?
too. I agree
of
with
these
you,
nights,
Scott.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was Glenn
yeah.
Fry's favorite Eagle song, too.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
great song.
It
Fucking
really
great
is.
song.
Yes, it is.
It's almost a perfect song. There's not a bad segment. There's nothing.
No.
It's one of those songs you can never get sick of listening to.
Yeah, no.
I don't know
love
anybody
it.
that has.
I love it. A great
Now,
vocal.
as far as Hotel California,
Yeah.
this is. I think I mentioned this before. What we loved about gatefold sleeves is that picture on in the center where they're in the hotel lobby. There's
Mhm.
so
Yeah.
much to see in that picture. The witch up on top looking down on them.
Yeah.
Just so much cool
Mm.
stuff in that picture.
Sitting in the
sit there and just
beanbag
stare.
chair. Yeah, that I
Yeah.
used to do.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
these, I had some Harman Kardons. I didn't even know how good they were. My father
Mm.
always gave us top-notch shit.
Nice.
Damn.
Because his
Wow.
friends that stole it sold him top-notch shit. That's
fell off a truck.
he grew up with a den of thieves. I'll tell you what, those guys.
bet.
You know that fucking art heist in Boston at the that they never solved. It was like the Gardens museum, the Gardner Museum. They broke
No.
in, the security guard. Oh, you got to look it up.
Is that what that movie was based on about the
Yeah.
art heist with
Yeah.
with what's his name? They remade it to I can't remember the name of
They
Thomas Crown
pick
Affair.
specific things out of that museum.
Was it Thomas Crown Affair based on that?
I don't know if that was based on it, but they picked specific items out of there. So it was like a collector.
Yeah.
And some of my father's friends were kind of investigated for a long time.
Milk Crates Revelation.
Yeah.
Well,
Lou's father has a history. My father knows he's got some.
All those old guys. If you grew up
do.
in a working class blue collar, you meet people.
Let's see. We're almost done here. December 12th, 1976. Ace Frehley is shocked on stage during a Kiss concert in Lakeland, Florida, after touching an ungrounded metal railing. The incident inspires the song
"Shock Me."
Yeah.
I love his
And
vocals.
finally, December 31st, the 5th annual New Year's Rockin' Eve special airs on ABC with performances by Donna Summer, Bachman Turner Overdrive, The Four Seasons, Casey and the Sunshine. See, that's a good show.
Yeah.
And a 3-year-old Ryan Seacrest co-hosted.
Yeah.
Four Seasons in 76.
Yeah, right?
Frankie Valli was still with him.
Let's see some bands that were formed in 1976. I didn't pull up a list, but I'm looking at it right now. B-52s were formed in 1976.
Wow. So their first album came out really quick after they formed.
Yeah.
4 years before REM.
Black Flag was formed in 1976.
Love them.
The Blues Brothers formed in 1976. Boston was formed in 1976.
Boston formed in 1976 and put out that amazing album in 1976.
How great was the city of Boston? Because the Cars were formed in 1976 also.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right, so Boston was the epicenter of rock at that point. The Clash was formed in 1976. The Cramps are a very underrated band. Like you have to like that type of music. But the Goo Goo Muck, they did that version on the Netflix show Wednesday. They did a remake of the song "The Goo Goo Muck." You got to listen to it.
What was her name in the Cramps?
She was hot, man.
Oh, I can't remember her name.
I'll tell you her name right now. There was a husband and wife duo, Lux Interior, and guitarist Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Lux Interior.
Dude, she was a hottie, man. Definitely.
Sugar.
I think he just The Damned was formed in 1976. The Dead Boys. Let me see. What's that?
Steve Baders and the Dead Boys.
Let me see what else we got here coming up on the East.
The record labels were signing new artists because like a lot of bands were signed the same year their albums came out.
Flash in the Pan. Flash in the Pan was formed in 1976. Driver's seat in the rain.
That's right. That was the first one, right?
Flash in the Pan. You're thinking of Sniffing the Tears again. Driver's seat. Did you get
St.
that mixed
Peter,
up?
no, Flash in the Pan was St. Peter.
Yeah, St. Peter and
That's
Walking
right.
in the Rain. And the Floaters. Float on.
Never heard of that.
Float on. You never heard that?
No.
Hi, I'm Larry.
That's right. I'm
I
a
like
Leo.
a woman who likes all kinds of men.
See, I was 7, so I wasn't
You
allowed
gotta
to
listen to the
that.
song, dude. The Floaters, Float on.
Yeah,
It's see, Lou knows it.
I heard.
That's a fucking great song. But you listen to it now, you're like, I think Larry was might have been a little Elton Johnish. I don't know. Sounds a little bit. Larry might have been a little one of them.
It sounds a little soft, doesn't
Sounds a little light in the loafers.
What was the name of that song? Floating?
Float on.
Float on. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out.
it? It's
Float
a,
on. It's
that's
a great
weird
song.
one, too.
Yeah,
I heard it on Soul Town.
Oh, it's so fucking
Soul
good.
Town.
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five were formed in 1976. The Greg Kinn Band, the kind of one-hit wonders,
Yeah.
was formed in 1976.
Yep.
Did I say 75?
Two hit wonders, right?
Two-hit wonders, yeah.
Yeah.
The Gynecologists were formed in 1976. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's terrible.
Joy Division.
I got to go to the bathroom.
That's almost better as that.
Go
That's almost-
to the bathroom. Go. We're here.
As bad as that anatomical name I mentioned a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Joy Division. Joy Division was formed in 1976.
That's a big year, man.
Right? Let me see. What else do we have here? Madness.
One step beyond.
Yep. Our house in the middle of the street.
So you think about it, so they were around for about 6 years before that they had a hit.
Before they, well, in the United States.
In the United States, of
Yeah.
course, right. We catch on late.
Mental as Anything was formed in
Holy
76.
shit.
I know,
Holy
right?
shit.
Fuck. Midnight Oil. Midnight Oil was formed in 1976.
Did you like them?
I did it first. They were different.
Yeah.
But I kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, what else you got? What else you got?
Yeah. I had some things around the edges, you know, I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But I think I
Yeah.
feel the same way. Yeah.
Let's see. The Nosebleeds.
Wow.
Yeah, right. We're getting into the O's here. Let's get into the P's. Start to hit these ruts of nothing really happened. No P's, no Q's. Let's get into. There's got to be something from the R's. Rat was formed in 1976.
Really?
Yeah,
Not long before.
Rich and Hell and the Voidoids.
Okay.
Right.
They're all, that's part of that same New York kind of new wavy punk pop.
Yeah.
With Blondie.
Yeah. Richard Hell was from didn't he play with somebody before that?
Wait, was he in television? No.
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounds familiar. I thought he was with somebody, but either way.
Tom Verlaine, I think, was it. I get those bands are kind of fluid with me. The Voidoids, Television. I think they're probably intersected maybe at some point.
Yeah. Bands that reformed in 1976, Jan and Dean.
Gee.
Yeah, nobody really else.
Who missed them?
Let's see. Bands that broke up in 1976. The Babe Ruth Band. What?
Wow.
The band. The band broke up in 1976, right?
Yep.
Cornelius Brothers and Sister Rose. Family Fallout.
They broke up in 70.
They broke up in 76. Yeah.
They were good.
Yeah, they were. Deep Purple broke up.
How long does this show have to go on?
For the second time or the third time?
Oh, hey.
Mark changes switches. Are you George Costanza? You take your shirt. Did you take a dump?
That's right.
You take your shirt off?
No.
You grabbed the wrong one?
Mark Flynn's. Now, I got to say, Mark Flynn's comment was the comment of the show, so I had to take the shirt off. 91 minutes into the show,
you see what
he said? Did you see what he said? What, the PLO shirt isn't available? So I said, all right, I got to get the shirt off. That was classic.
He could have stopped right there. And then said, I'll be right back.
Who could not like Liverpool?
Yeah, okay. Now it's a soccer jersey, whatever.
Yeah, fuck.
Let's see. What else? What other bands broke up in 1976? The Hot City Bump Band.
And the world cried.
Kenny Rogers in the first edition broke up in.
They went to 76.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Loggins and Messina broke up, and Loggins didn't really do anything after that. Not really. Yeah. But Loggins did. Messina didn't do much after that.
Yeah,
right?
Nothing so much in the public eye. He's a big producer.
Yeah, that's kind of like the Simon and Garfunkel syndrome right there. Like, like the old rock and rollers, Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, right? So wrestlers, right? Well, Shawn Michaels goes on to be a mega superstar. Marty Jannetty just never really made it.
Jim Messina was supposed to produce Kenny Loggins, his solo record, and that became Loggins and Messina because they became a duo, but it wasn't the intention.
Okay. Yeah. All right. The Noel Redding Band broke up in 1976.
I have all the records.
Well, Fat Mattress didn't go anywhere, so he formed the Noel Redding.
That's right. Steppenwolf broke up in 1976, and John Kay is still bitter to this day that the keyboard player gets all the fucking residuals for Born to Be Wild.
Really?
Yeah.
How did
the keyboard player because the keyboard player was friends with the agent.
Oh.
And they wrote the song and they didn't have any credits.
Oh,
they didn't do anything. So the record, so the manager was like, I'll just put your name on it.
Wow.
So the fucking keyboard player gets all the money from Born to Be Wild.
Well, it could have been worse.
It
could have been the drummer that got all the
fucking drummers. Yeah, they don't deserve that much
trouble.
They sit in dim light and they
don't deserve that one. They blood red, fucking dried blood red screens, and
they can be very sanguine in nature.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. Who else broke up? Three Dog Night broke up in 1976.
No shit.
Yeah. Ike and Tina Turner. Well, that's when she filed for divorce. So I think that was the end of that one. Let's see. And I'll just throw the last one on the list. The Wombles. The Wombles broke up. I don't know who the fuck they are.
Well, it's close to my Wombat wine.
Yeah. So that's what we got there. Let's take a little trip to the left and go with movies. Let's jump into movies.
Cool. I got some good. There was a lot of good movies that year.
Right?
Yes, there was.
So you know the format. Just I'll rattle one off, and then you rattle one off, and Lou, and we'll go me, Mark, and Lou. So of course I'm going to forget this in about three
rounds.
I always forget.
And I'm the one drinking wine.
Yeah. I'm going to start off with might have been it was one of the biggest movies of the year, Carrie. Rest in peace, Piper Laurie.
Yeah,
one of the greatest scenes in movie history. One of the greatest scenes is out of Carrie. When she's talking to her daughter, she said, "Your daddy stinking a whiskey on his breath. Yeah. He took me." And he tells her this whole story about how her father raped him. And he had whiskey on his breath. And I liked it. Go watch that scene again. It's fucking intense. Piper Laurie fucking nails it. And I liked it.
I have the director's cut. I'm afraid to watch it.
You gotta watch. You never saw Carrie?
Oh no, I do. Yeah, I've seen it. But
go watch that scene again. It's a great fucking scene. She owned it. She owned that whole fucking scene.
And I gotta say, this stupid thing of remaking movies that remakes.
Nah, you won't watch that.
It was an over dramatic Carrie. She's like, no.
Should have been named Karen. Carrie.
Horrible.
Did Piper Laurie do the voice of Reagan in The Exorcist?
I don't know.
I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
But she was appropriately abusive in Carrie. She did it to the hilt.
You know, one night, me and my son, we watch movies like when we're alone. I'll show him a classic movie, and after the movie ends, we're like, I showed him Exorcist. When the movie ended, he just said he didn't say a thing. He wasn't scared. He just got up and left the room like it was like the movie's over. Like it was like, wow.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. It wasn't Piper Laurie actually.
No, I didn't think so. Yeah. All right, Mark, give me a movie.
From my childhood, Logan's Run.
Oh, jeez, that's
I'm not a runner. Yeah. I am not a runner.
With Michael
York.
Michael York.
And Richard
Jordan.
Yeah.
And Jenny Agutter, who always showed her boobs in every movie she did in the 70s.
Look at Lou. Yeah.
And Farrah Fawcett.
Yeah, that's right.
Farrah Fawcett, that's right.
Knew you. Yeah.
All right, Lou, give us a movie.
You talking to me?
Taxi Driver. Yeah, Taxi Driver.
Wow. That movie is heavy. It's still heavy.
Yeah.
That's
Harvey Keitel.
Yeah.
Right?
What a
fucking brilliant.
Yes, Harvey Keitel
with the fucking long hair.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like the Indian. He looks like an Indian.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Like an American Indian. Yeah.
Oh, that whole scene at the end. To shoot him up in the brothel. I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, man.
As well known as he is,
I saw that young too.
I don't think he ever got what he should have gotten. Like he's so well known, but he
Harvey
was
Keitel.
He was never up there with the other. And
did you ever see Bad Lieutenant?
Oh
God!
Yeah. Jesus Christ! Want to talk?
Open your mouth. Open your mouth,
please. Like that is a raw fucking movie right there,
so raw.
I don't think any other actor could have pulled that off.
No.
That was like he was too good in that.
Yeah,
he was too good.
I could smell the whiskey.
Yeah.
And
I liked it.
He's done some great roles. I mean, many, but Copland.
Yeah.
I like that movie.
Me too. I got a movie, The Omen.
Yeah.
Came out in 76.
Yeah. That scared me.
The music. Right?
Scared the shit out of me. Now, when you grow up ultra religious and believe in the rapture and all that stuff, that movie scares the shit out of you. It was on ABC, and I remember going, "Oh my God."
I'm doing it for you.
Oh,
man.
when she jumps out the window.
Jumps out the window.
Oh God, that freaked me out. I turned 15 in the summer of '76. I saw that Taxi Driver, Carrie, all those. I mean, that's all.
Yeah, we saw
Yeah.
them all. That's right.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, Mark.
All right. Who else could drink Budweiser and fraternize with little boys? But
Walter Matthau.
Bad News Bears.
Bad News Bears.
With the ultimate line. I think you got it in the balls. Yep, you got it in the balls.
That scene should have been showed to every fucking kid born in the 90s and beyond. When the fucking at the end they get you Bears are good, but we're better. And that fucking little blonde dude takes the second place trophy, the participation trophy, and fucking throws it at them. And then they all start drinking pound of beers, right? Pouring beer over their heads. Fuck participation trophies.
You know what's funny? If you watch it now on streaming, they leave the whole movie intact. The only scene they took out, there is the scene where the little blonde kid opens a beer and hands it to Walter Matthau. That's the scene they cut out.
That's bullshit. That's
because you're serving alcohol to an old. Yeah,
that's bullshit.
I bought my mom cigarettes.
You
at the
know who
store when I
did
was a
that?
kid.
It wasn't my side.
wasn't my side either.
I think it
No,
was.
I think it was
Here we
lawyers.
go again.
I think it was lawyers.
I don't know.
You want to go for it?
So
You want to go? No.
Do you remember?
Kelly Lee, right? Probably one of the most how can I say loved characters of our generation. Kelly Lee, the dude on the motorcycle.
What happened to him? Because he looked.
He went
familiar,
on to play Rorschach in the what's it called? What's the fucking movie?
because he looks familiar when I saw the movie. I'm like, I know he's done other stuff.
Let's see.
Rorschach.
Yeah, he played Rorschach in
Welcome back, Cotter.
No,
Arnold Rorschach.
Let me see. Jack Earl Haley. Jackie Earl Haley.
Oh,
right?
you know, did you see that movie he did where he played it was with the girl from Titanic. And he
was
played
in Shutter Island. The Watchmen. The Watchmen is where he played Rorschach. You ever see The Watchmen?
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Lou, it's great.
Underrated
it's
movie.
good.
Yeah,
I heard.
great movie. Yeah.
He played a convicted sex offender in some movie. It was like one of those movies, like just quirky, small movie.
He's a strange looking dude.
And he comes to swim in the pool, the community pool, and they all get out of the pool. He gets in. He looks strange as he got older.
Strange, strange.
Great actor though.
He played in 2010 the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. Played Freddy.
Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, it was bad.
I got 10 minutes into it, and I'm like, "Where's the humor?" You know?
Yeah. But The Watchmen, Jackie Earl Haley. He's a good actor.
Okay.
He's a good actor. I give him that.
Hey, if people go, I don't like him because I hated that role. That means he's a good actor.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. When you say I hated him, well, he did a good job then. Lou?
One of my favorite movies of all time, Marathon Man.
Is it safe?
Is it safe?
Yeah, it's safe. Is it safe?
It's so
No, it's not safe. Not safe at all. Is it safe?
I thought the Cheech and Chong remake of that scene was better.
The what?
The Cheech and Chong. Remember on one of their albums they redid Marathon.
Oh,
Man?
that's right. Yeah.
Give us the plans, old man.
Sign the papers, old
man. No.
Sign the papers.
No.
Oh, wow, man. He put a cigarette out in his eye, man.
Wow, man.
Wow, man.
In Marathon Man, there are 2 wine references that Roy Scheider makes. References to wine. When Dustin Hoffman comes home and Roy Scheider had broken into his apartment and surprises him and they're wrestling.
Yeah. And
he asks him for 2 wine glasses. So Dustin Hoffman says, "You're not going to bore me with the glories of a fine Bordeaux, are you?" And Roy Scheider goes, "It's a Beaujolais, you schmuck." And when they go out to dinner, with Martha Keller as Dustin Hoffman's girlfriend, and they're just totally mismatched.
Yeah.
And Roy Scheider goes, "All the best diamonds have green eyes. All the best, like diamonds, all the best Chablis have green eyes."
Wow.
That's when she knows he's onto her.
Look at that, Lou, the wine guy.
I never saw that movie, so I got to watch it.
You've never seen Marathon?
No,
then I
no.
might
really
have to actually rewatch it. It's
it's
a great. I've seen it
It's
a
so
bunch
good.
of times.
Yeah.
It's a Dustin Hoffman, Roy Scheider, Laurence Olivier plays the Nazi.
Yes, yeah, with the
Zell.
spike.
He
Yes.
did many roles as a Nazi.
Yeah.
Was he in Boys from
And
Brazil?
you have to watch it on
Boys
like
from
a
Brazil.
streaming
He was
service.
a Nazi hunter in Boys from Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Boys from Brazil, he was the Nazi hunter.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't watch it on like with commercials. You have to
No,
watch it
fuck
straight.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And William Devane is in it also.
Oh,
Yes, yes,
Yes.
great movie. Another movie from '76. Adrian! Adrian!
I had that picked as my movie. Great movie.
Yeah, what's there to say?
What
Yeah.
movie?
His
showed-
brother-in-law was actually I forget the actor's name, but he was Talia Shire's brother, right, in the movie.
Yeah.
Rocky's girlfriend's
Oh,
brother.
what's his name?
Burt Young.
Great actor.
Burt Young.
He was
Very
he was a real boxer.
Yeah, he was.
He was a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
That
Yes, he
dude was
was.
a bad motherfucker.
He had a good record too.
Yeah. Like that dude could fucking hit. He could fight. He looked like this like kind of scrubby guy, but that motherfucker, he was a fighter.
He was
Did
probably-
you ever
and
see
he was-
the episode of Sopranos where he was
Yes.
in it and he had
Yes.
emphysema and
Yeah.
he's coughing up blood
He was the
He's dying
brother.
of-
He was
he's
one of
dying
the
of lung
Hitman
cancer.
brothers.
Yeah.
There was 3 brothers. They were all
Yeah.
they were hitmen.
Yeah.
and he does the hit
And
and
he
he's
says,
coughing. He's like,
These fucking guys. Wait, Junior recommends him.
Yeah.
Get the Leonoli brothers over in Jersey. Go talk to them. And he's thinking they're these big fucking hitmen, and there's 3 old guys.
Yeah.
And he's one of
Yeah.
them with the fucking emphysema. Yeah.
No, he was dying
Good
of
call,
lung
Mark.
cancer.
Good call.
He was dying of lung cancer and that thing.
Yeah.
He's Bobby Bacala's father.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh,
But he
okay.
ends up killing his
That's
own
right.
nephew, Mustang
right.
Sally.
That's right.
So yeah, Mustang Sally hits the guy in the head with a golf club.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
But
Good,
now,
good.
what song is playing when Burt Young is coughing to death when he crashes the car into the sign? What song is playing?
I don't know.
remember.
Sister Golden Hair by America.
Oh, wow. Good one, Lou. Look at that.
What a dichotomy.
Such a weird. I wonder why they picked that song. But you know, but when he hits, he's coughing. He hits the sign falls, and Uncle Junior goes, "Was it the sign of the cancer that killed him?" Because Uncle Junior's worried about everyone dying on this.
Yeah, everyone's dying. Yeah.
My father.
Mark?
The Enforcer.
Oh, yeah.
And I always thought that was a Dirty Harry movie until someone in school
Oh.
said, "No, you schmuck. He's not
Right.
Dirty Harry," and I didn't know that.
That's
you know?
that he did the Gauntlet was, I think, Dirty Harry, right?
Yeah.
There
So
was
the
a trilogy
Enforcer-
of Dirty Harry movies. So
Yeah.
no,
The Enforcer is no, I'm not. That's the Enforcer was Dirty.
the
Harry.
Enforcer was Dirty Harry. The Gauntlet wasn't. That was the next one. That wasn't Dirty Harry.
and that's where they shot up the house and the house collapses.
Yeah,
I
the
love that
Enforcer
scene. Yeah.
was Dirty Harry. That was the
Okay.
third one. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Lou?
I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Network. I want you to go to the window. I want you to open that window. I want you to lean outside and scream at the top of your lungs. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Right.
This country's
Nice.
gone to shit.
I'm calm as hell and I'm drinking my wine.
What's that?
I said I'm calm as hell and I'm
Yeah.
enjoying the show.
That was a great scene. She's like, let it go.
Oh
let
yeah,
it go,
it's
let it go."
iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic.
I never
That
saw that
could
movie
apply
either.
to today. That is so everything
absolutely.
Comes, it cycles around, right?
Absolutely.
I never saw that movie either. I got to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Peter Faye
Finch
Dunaway
got-
is like, she's just fucking one of my.
Yeah, she's
oh,
great.
she's beautiful.
Yeah.
She was beautiful.
Yeah, she is. She's still alive. I think Peter Finch won the posthumous Oscar. He died right after that movie, so he won an Oscar posthumously.
Yeah, yeah. Are you gonna pull those pistols or whistle Dixie?
Nice.
What movie?
Yeah, Outlaw Josie Wells.
Yeah. Did I jump over you, Lou?
No, I did mine.
Oh, you
Wait,
did.
didn't I?
You did Network. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Outlaw Josie Wales. That poor dog, always getting spit on.
Yep.
Great fucking movie.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Did Clint Eastwood ever make a bad Western?
No.
Oh.
No. You know
Yeah,
what?
right.
I got to go so far as to say even the worst
Huh.
Clint Eastwood movie is still watchable.
What is it? What we think is the worst?
You know what? A lot of people didn't like that one where he was a Civil War soldier and he was kidnapped by
Oh,
he was a
by
North-
the nuns, the nuns.
Yeah. A lot of people
the
said,
beguiled, the beguiled.
But you know what?
I
It's
didn't see
Clint
that one.
Eastwood.
That was crazy. That was a psychological
Yeah.
thing.
The other
Wow.
one where he was a DJ on a jazz station.
Play Misty
Play
for me.
Misty for me.
Those, people go, "Oh, they suck." No, they didn't.
No,
They-
it didn't.
Clint
Play
Eastwood.
Misty for me was weird too.
Yeah.
It was different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. But the Outlaw Josie Wales, that is a
it's
movie.
great. Yeah.
That's one of his epics.
Yep.
Mark?
I'm going to go with the one I grew up with, the version of King Kong. King Kong, that 76 one is the one I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it was good.
I like that one.
I fell in love with, what was her name?
Jessica Lange.
Yeah.
Jessica Lange, yeah.
And I thought, what's his name was cool with the long hair. That's probably why I grew my hair. He was like so cool.
Yeah.
That was Jeff Bridges.
Yeah.
Jeff Bridges, that's right.
Charles Grodin.
Who was the original actress in King Kong?
Fay Wray.
There you go.
By the way, a little connection there in the 76. King
I like
Kong.
the original too, though. The original is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, in 76 one, Renee Auberjones was in it, who was also in Benson, one of my favorites.
He was in Benson, that's right.
And I love Benson. That was my first school. That was my first crush, Missy Gold in Benson.
Yeah.
That was my first crush.
I think you say Robert Guillaume.
Nah.
That is Benson. Lou?
From Soap.
The Food of the Gods. Have you ever seen that movie?
That's a weird movie.
That's a fucking weird movie. What the hell did you feed that chicken?
Yeah, that's a weird movie.
The guy, the star of that movie, Marjo Gortner, there's a documentary about him. He was a young Pentecostal preacher at the age like 6 or something. He was one of those kids that would be screaming fire and brimstone, but there's a documentary about him. But he decided he became an actor, but he did that. That movie was a novel. Some science fiction novel wrote it, but it was that was like a wacky drive-in theater.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember him opening the bar and this giant chicken head comes out.
Weird.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Clint Eastwood directed Outlaw Josie Wales.
Yes, he
Good
did.
director.
Yes, he did.
Good director.
I'm going to go with one of John Carpenter's. This is a classic John Carpenter movie. And I don't think people really relate him to this movie, Assault on Precinct 13.
Yep.
He just had a way of filming things, man.
That's a John Carpenter movie. I didn't see
Very
it.
good.
I don't think.
Very good.
You never saw the original? You got to watch that. Assault on Precinct 13.
Was it remade also?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which wasn't bad, but you can't do that. You can't beat the John Carpenter style of filming. I know my brother is going to be taking a list now of watching these movies. So let me stop for a second. Yesterday, I did a live stream, right, in the middle of the day, and I ate I combined a Whopper and a Big Mac together.
Did you do that?
I did it. You can go back on my Facebook page and see.
Which show was it on?
I just did a live stream. I just went on for lunch, like regular. And I had the large Burger King onion rings, which I love those things, and a large fry and a Coke. And I combined the Whopper and the Big Mac together. So the Big Mac Whopper, right? And I ate this fucking thing.
You had a civil war in your stomach.
Dude, I can eat. I could. Someone said I should be in food like competitions. Like I should go to restaurants and challenge these. I do these food challenges.
Have you been to Coney Island like lately? I mean,
no,
probably do it.
No, but I ate that thing. And
how did you do? Did you
so the construction was interesting. Yeah, constructing it. I didn't know. So believe it or not, the Big Mac burgers are actually small. If you take the 2 Big Mac burgers, it's probably maybe the size of a Whopper burger, right? A Whopper burger is actually a bigger burger.
It is.
Yeah. It is a superior burger, right?
Yes.
Although it's all made of shit, but either way. So I took the bread off the top of the Big Mac, right? And I folded it because I got to eat the whole thing. So I ate the bread on its own. That's an odd fucking thing to eat because you really get the idea of what that bread is really made of. It's kind of chewy, right?
Right.
But that was the top bun. I took the bottom bun, so I flipped it over and I opened the Whopper and I put it right on top of that. So then I take the bottom bun from the Big Mac, which has all the special sauce, in other words, Thousand Island dressing, and I folded that. Now that was a little better because it had the Thousand Island dressing in it. Yeah. The buns are really strange. There's a reason they have fucking longevity. Because I don't know how much real dough is in those motherfuckers.
No,
when you eat it by itself, you'll just try it one time. Just take the top and eat it and go, it's a different consistency. It's just a little bit different, right? So then you take the Whopper top and you put it on and it's a big fucking, it's like, I don't know, 3 inches fucking tall. And I ate that fucking thing, right? And I ate the large fries and the large onion ring.
Large fries were from McDonald's or Burger King?
From McDonald's. Burger King onion rings
Yeah.
I always get the onion rings,
Got it.
McDonald's fries.
Yep.
And I don't eat that shit too often. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I said I was going to do it, and I was kind of hungry, so I'm just going to do it. So I did it. I just went live and did it. I just burped up fucking onion rings. that was fucking like, I don't know, 28 hours ago, 29 hours ago. That was probably about 4,000 calories.
Did you ever see online? There's that video of the guy that takes a hamburger from a barbecue, puts it, and then he puts a Whopper, and he leaves them for like weeks and weeks.
Yeah. Under the glass.
And the Whopper doesn't change.
Yeah. Oh,
It's not bread.
It was a quarter pounder, I think it was, or something like that.
It's because he said it's not really bread on the bun, so it doesn't go bad.
Dude, I threw one out of the side of my car at the kennels when I was in U.S. Customs, right? And it's in a dirt parking lot. And I came back fucking every day. I looked at it and think did not disintegrate.
That's so they can leave
Like
them up on the shelf.
styrofoam.
Yeah.
So I ate that shit, and you can tell you when you eat it by itself, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Kind of fucking weird.
Love to know what it's made of.
So I did that. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a steak and cheese sub or cheese steak, as people in the New Englanders call it a steak and cheese because it's steak
really?
with cheese. Yeah,
I'd
it's
say the
steak
same
with
thing.
cheese, right?
Okay. Yeah.
I know I'm a New
This
Englander.
cheese steak thing doesn't fucking make
No.
sense to me. Just like water ice. It's fucking ice is water. Philadelphia, they call it water ice. They're
stupid.
morons, anyways.
They're goons.
So I'm going to take a large steak and cheese sub and roll it in a pizza.
You mentioned this.
Cut it in half.
Oh my god!
So that's the next thing I'm going to eat.
I'm
What
not.
kind
I've eaten a
disgusted.
52-ounce steak, so
I'm not disgusted by
yeah.
that, but those are two of my favorite things. So it's like orgasmic, you know.
So is the pizza a plain pizza or is there pepperoni?
Yeah,
on it?
I'm not going
It's just a
to
cheese
go
pizza.
ballistic
It's
on that. It's just a regular cheese pizza. Yeah. I'm not going to have the pepperonis because it takes away from the steak and cheese, right?
From the cheesesteak, yeah.
The cheesesteak, whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah.
The Philly cheesesteak.
But that's what I'm going to do next. I'll let you guys know. But I burped up onion rings from 29 hours ago.
Good Lord.
And what happened about 16 hours later?
Dude, I was shitting all night. I was fucking shitting. Those onion rings are like X-Lax.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
They're good, but they fucking run right through me.
pure grease.
They just go right through me. I love them, but they don't last long.
They got little eye guys in those onion rings that go in your intestines. Go, come on, boys, let's shove them. Come on,
You
come
drink
on,
a
come on.
beer, you piss it out. I eat these Burger King onion rings. They go right out the back.
Yeah.
But they're fucking good. I love them.
Slipping on a slide.
And there's no such thing as fucking onion ring sauce, by the way. That's fucking a made up bullshit.
I eat
Onion
them
ring
plain.
sauce.
I never heard
I
of it.
Ring
eat them
sauce.
plain.
Get it though. It's ketchup. It's fucking ketchup. You just use ketchup.
I just do them plain.
I
Go
like 'em plain.
crazy. Put a little mayo in the ketchup. But other than that, they try to sell you the oh, you want the onion ring sauce? Get the fuck is that?
No.
Made up shit. Anyways, back to the show. Whose turn was it? I don't. I'll say you. Mark, go ahead.
Yeah, because you know what, you're gonna laugh. Every movie you pick is my next pick, so I'm down to very few.
All right.
Hold on. All the President's Men, Deep Throat.
Ooh. Yeah. Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good cast too.
Yeah.
I'm done. You
Lou?
got? Oh no, I got one more.
All right,
Okay.
Lou.
Yes. The Last Tycoon.
Oh yeah, that was with
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro. Yeah.
Jack Nicholson. Tony Curtis. It was
Yeah.
What a
bit of
cast! I never
flop.
saw that.
Yeah, it's based loosely not on people thought it was about Aristotle Onassis, but it's a novel. But apparently it was not a success. In fact, I looked at the Rotten Tomatoes score. It's got like a 32 score on Rotten, so it was a flop
Yeah.
with a big cast.
My first wife, God rest her soul, she loved Tony Curtis
Tony Curtis.
when he was young. Oh,
Curtis.
she loved him. She also liked Bon Jovi too. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm happy with Tony Curtis.
Tony
He's a
Curtis was
man.
good in the Flintstones.
At least when Tony Curtis
was
got
Tony
old,
Curtis.
he didn't look like an old lesbian.
Yeah, he did.
He
Kind of
did.
like he liked Beyonce.
John Bon Jovi looks like an old lesbian.
Oh, Scott. I
What,
sent
Mark?
Lou and Perry a picture of David Coverdale. He beats John Bon Jovi.
Oh, you got to send that to me.
Holy
what is happening
shit.
to
He
these?
looks like
Bruce
Susan
Springsteen looks
Sarandon.
like Woody Allen. Fucking
Steve Tyler looks like
Carly Simon.
Carly Simon. He does.
Yeah,
He really does.
yeah. So, Lou, what do you got?
he just said it. He just said his movie.
I did The Last Tycoon.
Oh yeah. I got a couple of creepy movies. The first one is The Little Girl Who Lives Down the Lane.
I saw that on a
Wow.
list. I
It's
never
kind of
saw,
a fucking weird movie.
Was
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
It's on Tubi, so I can watch it.
Yeah. It says Tubi. I love Tubi, man.
Yeah, Tubi's
There's some
great.
weird
Yeah.
shit on that.
Got some good sleaze on there too.
Yeah, there is.
A lot of titties. Just saying. It's described as a 13-year-old girl who lives with her absentee father, befriends a disabled teenage amateur magician and invites him, and gradually into her tenuous struggle against a predatory local neighbor.
Hmm.
And then Burnt Offerings.
I
Yeah.
heard of that. I saw
Karen-
that.
Karen Black.
The ending is the big twist.
Hmm.
Yeah. Let me see. Eaten Alive. Eaten Alive was came out in 76. A psychotic redneck who owns a dilapidated hotel in rural East Texas kills various people who upset him or his business, and he feeds their bodies to a large crocodile that he keeps as a pet in the swamp behind his hotel. I think it's more like a motel.
I think I might have saw that. You know.
A Star is Born, the only version of the movie I'll ever see.
Another remake, right?
Yeah,
76 had two remakes.
Lady Gaga's talented, but I gotta say, I'm sticking with the Chris Christopherson, Barbara Streisand.
That was a big year for him. He
I
did-
like the Lady Gaga version, but Chris Christopherson embodied that character better than Bradley Cooper by 1,000 miles. You know, he was good.
We
he,
left
he
out.
also did the Sailor Who Fell from Grace with the Sea. That was another Chris Christopherson movie in 76. I didn't see it. I think it's more like an art house movie, but
Well, speaking of falling, the man who fell to earth, David
Yeah.
Bowie.
Where you saw David Bowie entirely naked. Wonderful.
He had no. I don't think he had any. He was an alien, right? He didn't have any
you
genitals or
saw his
anything.
package.
Oh, okay.
Did it really?
Yeah.
I thought it had an action figure pelvis.
Because I saw it on PBS, and PBS will show an entire male scene. You know?
Yeah.
Let's see. This movie has Michael Caine, Donald Sutherland, Robert Duvall, Jenny Agutter.
Again, Jenny Agutter.
Yeah. The Eagle has landed.
Oh, great
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, how did we forget this one? Working at the car wash.
Yeah.
That's right.
Everybody saw that fucking movie.
Rolls Royce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, there are some weird people here today.
The Pink Panther Strikes Again came out in 76. Silver Streak. Come on. Gene
Good
Wilder
movie.
and
Wow.
Richard Pryor.
Great movie.
Right?
Great movie.
The Missouri
Yeah.
Breaks.
Yeah. So that's our movie coverage. Let's jump into
Albums?
yeah, I have a list of albums that came out in 76. Let's kind of
did
run
too.
through it. We're coming up on two. We're on 2 hours.
Yeah.
So
Let's
kinda-
do let's just quickly do the three, you know, one after
Yeah.
another.
So give us an album.
Okay, you want me to start?
Yeah, you start this time.
Desire, Bob Dylan.
All right.
Yeah.
Lou.
Agents of Fortune, Blue Oyster Cult.
Yeah.
Don't Fear the Reaper.
Chicago 9, Chicago's Greatest Hits. Came out in 76.
Yeah. Left Overture, Kansas. Every song on that album rocks. Every song is good.
Yeah.
Carry On.
Oops, sorry. Songs in the Key of Life, Stevie Wonder. Biggie, the Biggie album.
The album that has my favorite Led Zeppelin song on it, Achilles' Last Stand. Presence.
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin Presence came out in 76.
Okay.
Yeah.
A new world record from ELO with Telephone. Telephone Line.
Oh, telephone line.
Great album.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you is on that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lou?
Let's see. Where I lost my place here. 2112 Rush.
That's
yeah.
a classic. Yeah.
That's a classic.
Black and Blue, the Rolling Stones.
Yep.
Yep.
Sad Wings of Destiny from Judas Priest. I know you guys never heard it, but it's a great early heavy metal album.
I've heard it.
Victim of Changes.
Heavy.
Yeah. She don't love me no more.
Lou?
The Year of the Cat.
Al
Stewart, You're the Cat.
Yes. Fleetwood Mac.
Oh yeah, that's
Really good album.
Yeah. Yep.
Night on the Town, Rod Stewart. Recorded at Muscle Shoals with that whole Steve Cropper. Great album.
Yeah.
Roger Hawkins.
2 Nights a Night and all that stuff. Yeah.
Lou?
A Trick of the Tail, Genesis. Phil
Yes.
Collins's first. That was his first
Post Peter
album
Gabriel album.
as a lead singer. Great
Yeah.
record. It's a great record.
Excellent album.
I love it.
Wings at the Speed of Sound.
Mm-hmm.
Came out.
Yep.
Yep. They did 2 albums that year, Wind and Wuthering from Genesis.
That's right.
Great album. Yeah.
Yep. The Royal Scam, Steely Dan.
Oh, yeah.
You just picked Scott's favorite.
Yeah.
Right? That's your favorite.
A great fucking album. Great
Sure is.
song. Such a different fucking song by them, man.
Yeah.
You know?
To say that about them is pretty interesting.
Yeah. And that's my opinion.
That's a different Steely Dan song. That's
just a fucking, what a vibe it has to it. You know,
They got
off the bat.
They normally they're very jazzy. This had a hard driving rock beat, but
Yeah.
it was jazzy.
Yeah. Who's up?
You.
Breezin' by George Benson.
Oh, great album.
Yeah.
The beginning of smooth jazz.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, sorry. An album that's underrated, Blue Moves by Elton John. One of my favorite albums, but it didn't do good. This is a double album.
Lou?
Hideaway by America.
Okay.
It had a minor hit on it, a song called Today's the Day.
Probably heard it.
If you heard it, you'd be like, okay.
I know that. Yeah.
Okay.
Gratitude by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Ah.
Yep.
I'm going to
And-
piggyback on you because
Yeah.
they put 2 albums out that year. Spirit by Earth,
Yeah.
Wind and Fire.
All right. And Lou, finally?
Let's see. Summertime Dream, Gordon Lightfoot has Wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald on it.
I heard that today.
Did you?
Yeah.
All
Greatest story
7
song
verses?
of ever of all times.
Yeah, it really is.
That's haunting.
That's a
It's
great
haunting
recording.
song.
I'm gonna throw 2 on there and break the rules. Hardcore Jollies by Funkadelic and Wired by Jeff Beck.
There you go.
Yep.
Hey, so when we come up on Halloween, right, a Halloween show, what I want to do is, and of course, you guys are gonna have to remind me of this because come up with these ideas, and I'm like, what are we doing this week? Like,
Yeah, because we were gonna go.
Or I'll come up with something totally different, and you say, I thought we were doing this.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you got to
you
remind
agreed,
me.
Scott. You agreed to do Saturday for the show. Remember?
Yeah. Let's do songs. We'll each have a list of songs that are related to death, horror, screaming.
Right up my alley.
Yeah. Something just that's related to, like, Halloween shit.
Okay.
No.
Hey, of
Blue
course we
Oyster
can do the
Cult allowed.
Monster Mash, like that. You don't really. There's songs that have death involved in it, or shit like that. So
Oh,
That's a
you
pretty
know
rich
I'm-
vein.
You know I'm a dark music fan.
there you
you,
go.
you unleashed the Kraken.
All right, let's move on. Let's go with top songs. What do I got here? All right, I'm gonna jump right into. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Because I'm gonna get into the top 10
Let's get
this
into it.
week.
We're at 207.
Yeah. So not that we have a time limit.
No, but we're longer than the first set of a Grateful Dead show.
Let's see. Top 10 this week in 1976. Number 10, Steve Miller Band, Rockin' Me. Keep on rockin' me, baby.
We didn't mention
Dead
Fly
End.
Like an Eagle as an album.
Yeah. Number 9 this week in 1976, the Bee Gees, Love So Right.
I don't know that song.
Number 8 this week in 1976. A lot of people do not realize this, or they didn't realize it, that this band was around in the mid to a little bit early 70s. Hall & Oates, She's Gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
great song.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people relate them to the 80s, but they
no.
had done their time.
Early to mid 70s.
They had a couple songs that say "It's a Lie" or something. It's a lie.
Yeah.
That was another big one. Yeah, they had some good
Sarah
songs.
Smile was a big one also.
Yeah,
Smile.
Ben.
Number 7 this week in 1976 in the top 10. Casey and the Sunshine Band, Shake, 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 Shake Your Booty.
Let's dance.
Yeah. Number 6 this week in 1976. Play That Funky Music by Wild Cherry. Number 5 this week in 1976, Still the One. It can make me smile, still the one.
Who was that?
Orleans. Yeah. Number 4 this week in 1976. This was a pretty big album. I think it was. It had legs. The song that hit off it was Low Down by Boz Scaggs.
Yeah.
Had some legs.
Oh, that's a good album.
Yeah.
And he basically had Toto backing him up on that album.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
Toto before they were Toto. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I know Toto. Don't argue Toto with me.
Oh,
I
buddy,
know my
please.
Toto. I know my Toto.
You know what? I'm independent.
Lou, have you heard an operetta lately that was good?
I was listening to the libretto from Madame Butterfly, actually.
I was listening to the man with the fair.
You guys are assholes.
It was rather sanguine in its approach.
Sanguine. All the way to the end. Lou's taking it all the way to the end. He's running. He's going the distance with the sanguine.
Consistency of theme.
Absolutely. Or as I always say, bring it full circle.
You know when you see
bring a joke full circle, right?
You know when you see an NHL playoff game and they can't stop until someone scores and there's like maybe half the arena left. This is that part of the show.
Yeah. Exactly.
We're with our oxygen.
This song, I fucking hate every version of this song. I fucking hate every version of it. I even came to hate the original version of it. But number 3 this week in 1976, A Fifth of Beethoven by Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band. I fucking hate that song.
I don't even remember that.
You can flush it. Peter Murphy.
All right, maybe I'm mixing up with Rollover Beethoven. Either way, I hate fucking both of them.
ELO's version of Rollover Beethoven is just horrible.
Oh, that was their worst song. Yeah.
But A Fifth of Beethoven is that Peter Murphy?
Walter Murphy.
It was set to a disco beat.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the It's on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Shit.
Oh, this song was even worse. This song, should say number two this week. This motherfucker made a boatload of money off this piece of shit. What is one of the worst songs? Just think pop songs. Don't think too deep. One of the worst one-hit wonder pop songs you've ever heard in your life.
Any Hootie and the Blowfish.
Seasons in the Sun.
No. Disco Duck.
Howard
Rick Dees and his
Rick
cast
Dees.
of idiots. That dude made so much fucking money off that song.
Yeah, but that's why disco went south. You always have, when a genre gets big, you have those fucked up songs that ruin it. Right? There was some good disco, and then that fucking song. Yeah.
And then this song in 1976, number 1 this week. This was the Peter Cetera era, I believe. He sang this. Chicago, If You Leave Me Now.
Good song. Good song.
Yep.
It is.
Yep. Chicago they were always good.
Yeah.
They were always good. I never had any problem with them, man.
Me too.
Let me see what else. Let me scroll down for a minute. See what, maybe we got something.
Oh, he's got the laptop. He's scrolling.
Yeah. No, this is great, isn't it? I just can't touch the screen. Fuck everything up.
Woo.
All right, let's move on. This day in music. Now,
ow, I just hit the microphone.
So I'd have another drink.
No. I've been up since 5 a.m. What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Let's see. I haven't scanned through this, so I'm just going to go off of it. We don't care about that one.
Good show prep.
On this day in 2013, Paul McCartney, good show prep. Well, I have a laptop now. Thank you very much. So.
Ooh,
I don't have to do the dude. I have so many notes in my iPad from shows, just past shows, all the fucking lists I would copy and paste. And I said, fuck that. My wife said, just here you go. I'm going to get you a nice laptop.
Nice.
And Mark had said that. He said, hey, it makes a difference. And it really does.
Yeah.
On this day in 2013, Paul McCartney gave an impromptu gig in Covent Garden, London, to a crowd of more than 2,000 fans during a lunchtime rush. McCartney's latest solo album, New, was released in the same weekend. Nobody bought it. Not even the people that saw the show. On this day in 2008, Adele appeared on Saturday Night Live. I drove my stepdaughter, Amanda, the intro girl. I'd drive her crazy. I'd say, Adelaide? It's Adele, because she was when she was little. Like, Adelaide. No, Adele. Oh, okay, Adelaide. It's driving crazy. Appeared on Saturday Night Live, along with the U.S. vice presidential candidate Sarah Palin. The show, Sarah Palin was kind of hot.
Oh, is that the show where what's her name did her imitation and she walked up while she was doing it? Tina Fey.
Tina Fey.
Yeah, that was a classic show. That was a good show.
Yeah.
You know how you tell the two of them apart? One has a scar on her cheek and the other doesn't.
Right.
You know?
The show earned its highest ratings in 14 years for a total of 17 million viewers. Adele, who performed Chasing Pavements and Cold Shoulder, topped the iTunes charts the following day, and the singer's debut album jumped 35 places to number 11. See, that's when Saturday Night Live had a little power.
Clout.
Had some clout. Yeah. On this day in 2007, South African reggae star Lucky Dube was shot dead by car thieves. Wasn't so lucky. He was dropping his teenage son and daughter off in the Johannesburg suburb. Yeah. Police said Doobie's son and daughter were already out of the car when 3 shots were fired through the car window. Witnesses said the wounded singer tried to drive away but lost control of his car and hit a tree. Was it the tree or was it the emphysema?
It was my father.
Was it the bullets or was it the tree that killed him? Lou, that's how you bring it full circle.
Exactly.
We're in Larry David territory here.
Was it the tree or was it the bullets that killed him? Junior. Was it the pole or was it the emphysema that killed the cancer that killed him?
Junior was my father.
So this is one of the girls I work with working with the horses. She came into the farm. We get this like it's kind of a farmhouse. It's an office, and I hadn't really noticed before. But she put her hair up. She looks just like Amy Winehouse. I was like, holy shit. I said to her, did anyone tell you look like Amy Winehouse? She goes, yeah. And she kind of looked. I said, well, it's not a bad thing, other than the addictions.
You're right.
It's not. She looks just like her. But anyway, on this day in 2000,
Is she on LinkedIn?
No. On this day in 2007,
stay away from her, Lou. Stay away.
I'm not even going to say her name. How's that? 2000, Amy Winehouse and her husband Blake Fielder, civil, were arrested. And anyway.
What were they arrested for?
That's an old story.
What happened?
What were they arrested for?
They were arrested for possession of cannabis. They were held overnight in Norway. Yeah.
Maybe if she had done more cannabis than alcohol, she might have.
She was a talented girl.
You know what? She was just like Kurt Cobain. When Kurt Cobain died, I said, "Oh, it happened." And when she died, it was like I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah,
it's sad, you know, but you know it was coming. Yeah.
Yep. On this day in 2007, the Spice Girls. On this day in 2005, an image of a naked John Lennon taken on the last day of his life was named the top U.S. magazine. What? All right. Okay. I read this wrong. An image of a naked John Lennon taken on the last day of his life was named the top U.S. magazine cover of the past 40 years.
He was still doing those pictures in 79 and 80?
2005. Oh, they named it. So it was probably that cover that he was curled up, right?
Curled with Yoko.
Yeah, the Rolling Stone cover taken by Annie Leibovitz is showing Lennon curled up around Yoko Ono. It was picked by editors and artists.
That was taken on his last day.
I think on the last day of his life, that picture is named album. Photo.
Because I thought that was taken early, like 71.
I don't know if that's the top magazine cover of the past 40 years, but all right. Let me see. On this day in 2005, Madonna admitted that she wrote a groveling letter to ABBA asking if she could sample their music on her latest single, Hung Up, because, well, she ran out of talent. The singer had to seek permission to sample Gimme, Gimme, Gimme and became only the second act that ABBA has allowed to sample their work. The Fugees used part of The Name of the Game for their 1996 track, Rumble in the Jungle. ABBA must have been looking for some money. Let me see. In this day in 2002, after a 15-year court battle, the New York State's highest court ruled that the Ronettes did not have the right to share the money earned by their producer, Phil Spector, through the use of the group's songs in movies, television, and advertising. Citing a 1963 contract signed by the group, the court also substantially reduced the amount they stood to gain from royalties on sales of the records and compact discs. Yikes. On this day in 2000, American singer and actress Julie London died after suffering a stroke. Scored the 1956 U.S. number 9 UK Crimea River, which was featured in the 1956 film Girl Can't Help It, blah, blah, blah.
And my mom looked like a Julie London. When my mom was young, she looked a lot like Julie London.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Well, what happened to you?
Take after my dad.
No, that's the oldest joke in the book.
I got my mom's leg.
Hey, Scott, he's a drummer. He's a drummer. That's enough said. Enough said. Yeah.
Bring it on.
On this day in 1996, Joni Mitchell was interviewed by Morrissey for the promotional CD Words and Music by Reprise Records to promote her new release hits and misses. Her new releases, hits and misses. Interviewed by Morrissey. See, that's my guy.
Cool. Yeah.
On this day in 1989, during a gig at the Los Angeles Coliseum, California, opening for the Rolling Stones, Guns N' Roses frontman Axl Rose announced that this would be the last Guns N' Roses concert unless the band members got their shit together. He was referring to their use of heroin.
Yeah, well, maybe he had to get his shit together because he fucking can't do shit anymore.
Well, when they're all fucking on smack and he's trying to, that's...
Yeah,
you're
right.
It's kind of hard to be a front man when you guys are fucking shit up.
Look, I saw them when they opened for Aerosmith on the Permanent Vacation tour, the last show of the tour, and they're the opening band, and he comes out and he goes, "If you don't like us, you can go home." And I'm like, "You're the fucking opening band." I just don't like that guy. I don't like him.
Well, I mean, think about it. Do you think Robert Plant ever told Jimmy Page, "You're fucking sloppy"?
Yeah, he might have backstage.
Yeah.
No, and it would have been like
I think John Bonham would probably say it before any of them.
Well, this is how it sounded. You're fucking sloppy.
Fucking sloppy.
Let
me see.
I'm fucking drinking wine.
On this day in 1986, former EastEnders TV actor Nick Berry was at number 1 in the UK singles chart with Every Loser Wins.
The EastEnders, great show.
That's why I read this, because I knew you liked it. Berry had played barman Simon Wicks in the TV show.
Yeah, a soap opera based in London. What a great concept.
On this day in 1981, Dave Stewart and Barbara Gaskin were at number 1, not to be confused with Carol Gaskin from Tiger. What was that documentary?
Tiger Man.
Tiger King. Yeah. Carol Gaskin that said that her husband mysteriously disappeared. They think she fed him to the fucking tigers.
She did.
Yeah, crazy.
Alive.
Dave Stewart, Barbara Gaskin were at number 1 in the UK singles charts with their version of Quincy Jones produced 1963 Leslie Gore hit "It's My Party." On this day in 1979, the Buggles were at number 1 in the UK singles charts with "Video Killed the Radio Star."
Soon to join Yes.
Yep, Trevor Horn.
Great producer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a great sport, because he was supposed to record the 90125 album. They kicked him out for John Anderson, and he said, "Okay, I'll produce the album." Great sport,
Yeah.
It was a fucked up day for Al Green on this day in 1974.
But he's a pastor.
This is a bad fucking day
right here, buddy. What you're talking about.
Oh, this is a bad day.
Yeah.
Al Green was taking a shower at his Memphis home when his ex-girlfriend, Mary Woodson, burst in and poured boiling hot grit over him. She then shot herself dead.
Oh.
Holy, that's a fucking bad day.
That's a
bad day.
That was his turn to becoming a preacher.
Oh, that was a bad day. He suffered second-degree burns.
On what part of his body?
She was married. She had a double life. He didn't know.
Yeah. Well,
weird story.
Good thing he was in the shower.
Really? Yeah, wash that shit off.
Like, you couldn't have waited if she was smart, but evidently she was cray-cray, so.
Yeah.
Anybody hear of locking doors? I mean, yeah.
Well, maybe I should lock my door.
Scott, what could possibly happen to you? Come on. Nobody gets mad at you.
No. How could they? How could they?
But you
I
live.
give Dr. Vera a foot massage every night before.
There you go. But
I
we
take
won't
care
tell
of
anyone that
foot
you live in
master.
Boise. You live in Boise, Idaho. So
That's right. I live in Boise. That's right. Yeah. Boca or Boise. Boca or Boise. Let's see. On this day in 1969, The Temptations scored their second U.S. #1 single with, you wouldn't know, Can't Get Next to You.
oh, good song.
Let me see. On this day in 1968, John and Yoko were taken to the Paddington Green Police Station and charged with obstruction after cannabis was discovered, blah, blah, blah.
More cannabis.
On this day in 1967, the ultra hot and nobody, like you never realized it, how fucking beautiful Bobby Gentry was. Right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, I've seen pictures of her and video, and you're like, she was slamming in her day.
She could play with a band.
Slamming.
Too.
She was slamming. The body long and lean and beautiful and talented, and nice head of hair on it too. She had a nice mouth too.
You know, in
Here we
Nice
go.
mouth.
Here
in
we go.
1976, Ode to Billy Joe. Did you see that movie
Yeah,
with Robbie Benson?
Robbie Benson. Yeah. You were dying to get that in, weren't you, Lou? Lou fit his wheels started spinning. I
As
got to
soon as
do
I
a
heard
Robbie
Bobby
Benson
Gentry.
imitation. Yeah.
Oh,
This day in
look, there you go, Lou.
look
Yeah,
at
she was hot. She was hot, man.
Yeah.
She wrote her own material. I mean,
Yeah, you got to see her, and I think it's in the video for Ode to Billy
Yeah.
Joe. You see her walking along the train tracks. She got a half, like her shirt is tied up. She got a flat stomach, like just like damn,
yeah.
long and lean. Anyway, and this day in 1967, Ode to Billy Joe, the debut album by Bobby Gentry, was at #1 in the U.S. charts. It was the only album to displace the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band from its 15-week reign at the top of the Billboard 200 chart.
Damn.
The recording of the title track, Ode to Billy Joe, generated 8 Grammy nominations, resulting in 3 wins for Gentry and 1 win for arranger Jimmy Haskell.
Hey,
Is that
Scott.
what she looks like now?
That she died, but that's what she
okay.
looks like.
That's all right.
So if you had
She
married
had
her,
a good run, man.
That was
She
her
had a
later
good
on.
fucking run.
she actually looks very nice, like a
She
kind
looks like a nice old grandmother. Yeah. But she had a good run. I'll give you that. On this day in 1967, the Bee Gees were at #1 in the UK singles charts with Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
Yep, the group's first of 5 UK #1s. Engelbert Humperdinck was at #2 with The Last Waltz.
It's
And
Humperdinck.
Traffic were #3 with Hole in My Shoe. On this day in 1966, the Jimi Hendrix Experience played their first gig as a band, supporting French pop star Johnny Hallyday at the Paris Olympia in France.
Wow.
Let's see. And this day in 1964, taking a day off from their British tour, the Beatles. Anyway, on this day in 1957, Paul McCartney made his first appearance with the Quarrymen at the new Clubmore Hall, Norris Green, Liverpool. Why did fucking England always have these long names for towns?
Yeah.
Right? Lou, you're from Asheville, right? Mark, what town do you live in?
Pearl River.
Pearl River. I live in Boca Raton. It's like,
Pearl River
Dude.
on Tyne.
yeah. It's like, this at Norris Green at Liverpool up in the left lanes.
Well, you know what? Listen to an English person. What's that town? It's Shropshire on Tyne with T. You know,
Yeah.
that's the way they talk. You know.
Let's see. On this day in 1956, a 21-year-old Elvis Presley pulled into a Memphis gas station where he started to attract a small crowd of autograph seekers. After repeatedly asking Elvis to move on so he could resume normal business, station manager Ed Hopper slapped Presley on the head and found himself on the receiving end of a punch in the face from Elvis. Station employee Aubrey Brown tried to help his boss, but was no match for Presley. Evidently, he punched her in the face, too. After police called, Hopper and Brown were charged with assault and were fined $25 and $15, respectively. There you go. Yeah. I'm assuming Aubrey Brown is a girl, because if you're a man and your name is Aubrey Brown, well, you better change your name. That's what I'd say.
Change the Sioux.
Yeah, that's a great song. That's a great story.
Yes,
That's a
it
great
is.
story. Let's see. Born on this day, 1987, Zachary Efron, singer from blah, blah, blah. Neo, rapper, Simon Ricks, All right, now we get Pete Svensson, guitarist, Swedish rock band The Cardigans. Love me, say that you love me. Let me see. Born on this day in 1952, American rock drummer, vocalist, and songwriter Keith Knudsen from the Doobie Brothers.
Doobie Brothers, yeah.
Let me see. Born on this day in 1949, Gary Rickrath from American rock band REO Speedwagon.
Rest in peace, Gary. He died. Yeah.
Let me see. Born on this day in 1949, Joe Egan from Steelers Wheel. Let me see. Born on this day in 1947, Laura Nyro, singer-songwriter. Her songs have been recorded by Susanna Vega, Phoebe Snow, Roseanne Cash, Frank Sinatra, and Linda Ronstadt. She wrote
Fifth Dimension. Young.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, one of my favorite songwriters.
She wrote "And When I Die."
Yeah,
Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Blood, Sweat, and Tears. I think we discussed them recently. They came out at the same time in Chicago, but I don't think they get enough play.
No, they don't. They
really
didn't have as many. Well, I don't know how long they lasted. I think David Clayton Thomas, the singer,
their greatest hits album is good.
Yeah, I think he split after a couple of years. I think that was pretty much.
They sang that song, Lucretia McEvil. Is that them?
I don't know.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
It's like Mission Impossible.
How many bands had a horn section?
That's like Mission Impossible. Anyway, let's move on.
Scott will self-destruct.
Born on this day, happy birthday to the real king of rock and roll.
Little Richard.
No. The real king of rock and roll.
Richie Blackmore.
No, Chuck Berry, right?
Oh yeah.
They say he should have been the king of rock and roll before Elvis.
For Elvis.
Right?
If he was still alive, how old would he be?
I don't know. He was born in this day in 1926.
Oh, he wouldn't be alive.
Yeah.
No, about 96.
Yeah. My father's gonna be 90, and that fucking guy ain't going anywhere. Thank God.
Yeah.
He's
got another 20 years. I'm telling you.
Yeah. The old Viking.
Just looking at you, he's got another 20 years.
Yeah. I'm gonna be 60.
I don't believe it. Nah.
I don't either.
You're fucking with us.
I told you how I gauge 60, right? No. So now that I'm turning 60, like when I used to walk in the room and I'd think I'm the baddest motherfucker in the room. I just think that way. Now, turning 60, I walk in a room. I might not be the baddest motherfucker in the room, but I'm one of them. So that's a good way to. I'm one of them. I might not be the.
Healthy.
Well, yeah. I try to keep myself out of it. I'm not stupid either.
So you could be in the Expendables.
I could.
Yeah. There you go. You could beat the shit out of Dolph Lundgren.
I would kick his ass
because he's all steroids.
You know, my last name is McLean, right? So everybody said, "Oh, John McLean, Die Hard." I said, "Yeah, you know what the difference between me and John McLean are? Or me and Bruce Willis? I'd kick his fucking ass." And
he would say, "Don't hit me. I got to make a movie.
Yeah,
I got to make a movie."
Exactly. Well, gentlemen, that's it. 2.5 hours. We got to get Mark to sleep. We kind of we moved it along tonight.
Yeah,
it was a lot. We covered a lot.
We did.
Covered a lot.
Yeah. It was a great show.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, just to comment, Dave Phillips wrote the song that I like, "Last Resort." That's my favorite song from that album.
Oh, from California.
Yeah.
Good tune.
Yep.
Well, gentlemen, as I always say, thank you for your time. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for your friendship. I always appreciate it. I truly do. We will probably we'll talk about moving this to Thursday night. If it's easier for you guys, I have no problem doing that.
Check with your loyal listeners, see if it's okay with them.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. They'll be there.
They've been with you from the beginning.
So yeah, they'll be there. They as long as I give them heads up, you know. Patty Ozzie, thank you for watching. She always watches.
Thanks, Patty.
Yeah.
Thanks, Patty.
I'm glad we could entertain you for 2.5 hours on a Wednesday night, right?
And she does not say entertain me.
No, Todd. He's already home. He'll pick up the second half of the show on his way to work tomorrow. So I'll get the phone call or the text tomorrow night, I'm sure.
At our new time slot of Thursday at 7:45.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I don't see any problem with that.
Okay. Well,
I'm starting up that craziness, the King of Facebook show again. Just I'll do it like every other Friday. I can't do that every week. Show is over the fucking top. It's fucking draining sometimes. The energy level. Just
Oh,
always
you're
has
coming
to-
up on Thanksgiving. Are you gonna do the turkey
The
sandwich?
Luther, yeah.
Luther.
That
It's
is
like-
the funniest fucking thing. I
Oh.
grew up with George Carlin. I grew up with SNL.
yeah.
That is the funniest fucking
With the
thing. I
fucking
ever saw in my
pilgrim
life.
hat and the whole
No, your
thing.
face.
Oh yeah.
My ass is going to be hurting in about 12 hours.
Oh yeah. So the Luther is coming. That's
Cool.
coming.
Cool.
I did 2 of them last year. Can I
Wow.
do 3?
One after another.
See, isn't that great? I'm gonna be 60 and I can eat all this shit. I can
Yeah,
eat
boy.
anything I want. I have great fucking blood. My wife says 9.5 out of 10. It's fucking almost perfect. My
Amazing.
blood work.
Amazing.
Blood pressure like 110 over 60 or 70. Perfect
You know why?
blood pressure.
You know why? Because the Irish are strong.
Yeah.
We're strong.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Now,
So
let
it allows
me
me to-
ask you something. Are you
Yeah.
Northern or Southern Irish?
We're from County Cork.
Because I'm Belfast.
Yeah.
You know, but that doesn't matter. Irish
Doesn't
are
matter.
down.
It's all
The
good.
Irish are
Northern
down.
Ireland. It's Northern Ireland.
We live on dirt. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I might try to do 3 Luthers. It's insane, but yeah, the Luther is coming, and that's a whole nother thing. Anyway, gentlemen, again, thank you.
Thank you.
What was it? How do I always end it? Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. If you liked it, share it. If you didn't, well, thanks for watching for 2.5 hours or listening for 2.5 hours. As I always say, doing the show for you. To quote my favorite artist, Morrissey.
Oh, my sister just commented, Allison. Hey,
Hey,
she
great
watched the
show.
whole
She
show.
liked it.
She watched
Good.
from Vermont.
All right.
New England. There you go.
go. Well, to quote my favorite artist, Morrissey, who I saw one Sunday ago, it was a great, great show. Doing the show for you guys, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. We will be back next Thursday night.
Okay.
So the podcast will be released Thursday night. It should be ready for people on Friday morning instead of Thursday morning. We'll just kind of adjust that. I don't think it's a problem. And that's it, everybody. We will see you next week.
See ya.
Bye.